pregame show, live from the ESPN West Palm Studios. Here's Mike Rizzo.
It's another match, and it is another gigantic test for Inter Miami, climbing the Eastern Conference table, but a huge roadblock stands right in Los Heranitos Way on this Wednesday night. Inter Miami on the road. A tough task ahead at TQL Stadium in Cincinnati. It is Inter Miami, fifth in the Eastern Conference, paying a visit to the second-place side in the East, FC Cincinnati. And we welcome you on the Inter Miami Radio Network. I am Ken LaVicka, and we are with you from right on the banks of the Ohio River, just across from northern Kentucky, the beautiful city, the Queen City of Cincinnati, Ohio. Inter Miami, 11 victories, 3 defeats, 5 draws on the season, 38 points in the Eastern Conference table. They are fifth. FC Cincinnati, 13 wins with 6 defeats and 3 draws. They are up to 42 points. They are second in the Eastern Conference, and Inter Miami is going to try and exercise some demons from the last time that they traveled to Cincinnati. A 6-1 drubbing Inter Miami took last July the 6th. 2024. I am Ken LaVicka. Mike Rizzo a bit under the weather. He is fluish, as it was described to us, so he is sitting this one out tonight. Hopefully he'll be back on Saturday for another Inter Miami adventure, but Mike is resting hopefully comfortably, and we hope he gets better. I am Ken LaVicka, and I will take you through the pregame and then lead you into kickoff for Inter Miami and FC Cincinnati. Oscar Gonzalez, the OG on-site engineer, along for the ride as always as well. Inter Miami last time out, 2-1 win over Nashville, and it was a signature win for Inter Miami, needing, well, more Lionel Messi heroics. 5 straight braces for Lionel Messi. He is the first player in Major League Soccer history to have 5 consecutive multi-goal performances, and Inter Miami really needed that Messi magic. He scored on a free kick, the 69th free kick tally of his illustrious greatest of all-time career in the 17th minute at Shea Stadium, and then off of a goalkeeper error, Joe Willis trying to distribute from inside his own area. He struck a ball right onto the feet of a lurking Lionel Messi in the 62nd minute. Messi was able to navigate around one defender and simply poke the ball into the left side of goal. And for Lionel Messi, that tally not only gave him 5 consecutive braces, but also drew him dead even with Nashville's Sam Surridge in the Golden Boot race in MLS. And for all intents and purposes, because of goal contributions as well, in addition to the goal-scoring acumen of Lionel Messi, Messi now the favorite to win a second straight Landon Donovan MLS MVP award. But bigger fish to fry, and that is Inter Miami continuing to make up ground in the Eastern Conference table. And it was certainly helpful, that 2-1 victory over Nashville in Fort Lauderdale, ending a streak of 15 straight unbeaten all competitions for Nashville. They were far and away the hottest side in all of MLS, but FC Cincinnati, after Nashville gave up the title of second-place team in the East, well, they slid in, even despite a loss. FC Cincinnati losing to Columbus Crew 4-2 at home on Saturday. It was a dream start for FC Cincinnati. An early goal, 39 seconds into the match for Pavel Buka, and it was absolute mayhem at TQL Stadium, one of the finest venues in all of Major League Soccer. Then Evander, the outstanding midfielder, the designated player for FC Cincinnati, hit another goal in the 5th minute. It was 2-0 before many of the fans even took their seats, ever hitting the concessions prior to kickoff. But then the bottom fell out. 2 late goals in the first half for Columbus. Rossi in the 42nd, Arfston 45+3. Miles Robinson, an own goal for FC Cincinnati in the 59th minute. And then it was Habrun who put it away for Columbus, 90+3, and a bitter defeat for FC Cincinnati, their 6th loss of the year, but still enough to keep FC Cincinnati second in the Eastern Conference table behind Philadelphia Union. It did drop FC Cincinnati to 3rd in the Supporters Shield table. in Major League Soccer. So, Inter Miami, here are some of the Heron headlines in this Inter Miami pregame show, powered by South Florida Audi. Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5 with a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5, their best made better. Test drive the all-new 2025 Audi Q5 at your local South Florida Audi dealer today, or visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. That's AudiUSA.com. Heron headlines, 5 straight wins for Inter Miami, 17 points in their last 8. That is tied for the second best mark in MLS, even with Nashville, who Inter Miami was able to usurp 2-1 on Saturday night in front of a capacity crowd in Fort Lauderdale. As we mentioned, Lionel Messi just doing Messi things. He is truly incredible. 5 straight braces, first player MLS history, 5 consecutive multi-goal outings, and Messi has 11 goals in his last 6. That ties the all-time MLS record for 6-match goal accumulation. The only other player to do that, not named Lionel Messi, Joseph Martinez, when he was at his peak with Atlanta United. So Messi has been absolutely stellar in every sense of the word. Let's go back to some of the numbers. Let's go back to some of the stats from the victory that Inter Miami enjoyed over in Nashville. Inter Miami was able to unleash 9 shots in that 2-1 victory, 5 of them on target. In fact, Inter Miami has the highest shot on target percentage of any club in Major League Soccer. That is of note, as Inter Miami has been extremely reliant on Lionel Messi, who has scored the last 5 Inter Miami goals spanning the last 3 matches for the men in pink. 54% possession for Inter Miami to 46% for Nashville. By the way, Inter Miami did shots on target outmaneuver Nashville 5-2 and held Nashville to 8 shots. The lone concession from Inter Miami was when Hani Mukhtar in the second half was able to connect on a header from the right side of the area on a beautiful ball from the right touchline. It snuck past Ustari to the near post, but Inter Miami was able to, after the match was briefly equalized, get that 62nd minute turnover and triumph from Lionel Messi for the all 3 points on the table. As far as passing accuracy is concerned, Inter Miami 90% to Nashville's 87%. Nashville committed 14 fouls to Inter Miami's 11. Both teams accumulated 2 yellows on the evening. Offsides, Nashville with 4 of them, Inter Miami with 2. Inter Miami did not earn a single corner in the match, while Nashville was able to accumulate 4. So some of the numbers, the traditional numbers that would maybe elicit success for most teams, Inter Miami was on the wrong end of a couple of those and still beat Nashville 2-1. And hey, when it's going good, it's going good. And right now, if you are the man wearing the 10 on your back in an Inter Miami shirt, well, it's going really good. And by extension, it's going extremely well for the side. Inter Miami beats Nashville 2-1, and it's 5 straight victories for Inter Miami. Inter Miami is now, with 3 matches in hand, creeping up the Eastern Conference table. They come into tonight 5th in the East, but Inter Miami is averaging 2 points per match. That is the highest number in Major League Soccer. And projected points in the MLS table, Inter Miami is projected to win the Supporters' Shield based on where we sit here at July the 16th. If things continue to trend in this direction based on projected points per match, Inter Miami will claim a second straight Supporters' Shield. But as we know, there is an awful lot of football still to come, an awful lot of soccer still to come in this 2025 campaign, and Inter Miami linked to some big names, nothing official yet, perhaps making themselves stronger here in the coming days, but that will have to be handled after this one this evening. It is a premier matchup in Major League Soccer. Inter Miami playing an awful lot of them these days. Inter Miami at FC Cincinnati. Second place in the East is FC Cincinnati. Inter Miami last July had all sorts of problems heading to TQL Stadium. It was a mess. 6-1 the final. FC Cincinnati rolling by Inter Miami in a match where Lionel Messi did not play and Sergio Busquets was sent off, shown red in the 62nd minute. So Inter Miami with Messi, who is in the starting 11, and in just a couple of moments we'll bring you the starting 11 for both sides for tonight's match. But Messi is in the 11. Spoiler alert, there you go. I'll take care of all of that drama for you. From an injury perspective for Inter Miami, returning to availability, though not in the 11, Yannick Bright, midfielder, Gonzalo Lujan at his center back spot, and Davi Ruiz in the midfield. They are all back. We have not seen Ruiz since all the way back in March. That 1-0 10-man victory Inter Miami was able to pull off against Charlotte at Shea Stadium. Some huge injuries for FC Cincinnati, including Kevin Denke, who is their 13-goal scorer. He is out tonight with a leg injury. Yuya Kabul, who has been a pain for Inter Miami in the past. The Japanese international, he is not going to play tonight, and neither is Obino Wabado, who is a defensive stalwart, a very stubborn, talented player. None of those three available tonight for Pat Noonan, fifth-year manager, and FC Cincinnati. When we return, we go through the starting 11 for Inter Miami and FC Cincinnati, and we'll take a glance around MLS on this busy Wednesday. Inter Miami at FC Cincinnati. This is a blockbuster matchup in MLS midweek. We return to Cincinnati after this timeout. This is Inter Miami football on the Inter Miami Radio Network.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
PNC Bank couldn't be more excited to serve the South Florida community, but you may be wondering, isn't PNC that boring bank? Well, is starting a business or being the first person in your family to go to college boring? For 160 years, they've done the occasionally boring work of banking to deliver brilliant results for their clients. That's why they have dedicated teams throughout the local area ready to help you unlock your own brilliance. See what boring banking can do for you. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the Inter Miami pregame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Mike Rizzo getting the night off. He is ill. I am Ken Levicka. We've got his back, and then I will bring you kickoff between Inter Miami and FC Cincinnati. This promises to be a good one on a Wednesday night from Cincinnati. TQL Stadium, a palatial venue, one of the finest in Major League Soccer, opened in 2021, and boy, does it pack a home field advantage. And Inter Miami is going to have to face a very fired up, as it always is when Inter Miami is on the road, the Lionel Messi road show rolling through whatever city he comes through. But this is a voracious fan base that has experienced a lot of success, and FC Cincinnati having an absolutely blessed season to this point, sitting second in the Eastern Conference and third in the Supporters Shield standings. Inter Miami trying to spoil the party tonight. They are on a tear of their own. 5 straight wins, 5 consecutive braces for Lionel Messi. The world watching tonight to see if he can make it a 6th. He has already set a Major League Soccer record for most consecutive multi-goal contests. He has been out of his mind in absolutely obscene form, and he is going to walk into a stadium where he has never scored in his career, and he's only played one match here at TQL Stadium in his career. He did not see the pitch when Inter Miami lost last July here in Cincinnati 6-1. That match was really a mess from the start, and once Sergio Busquets went off with red just past the hour mark, it was a foregone conclusion what was going to take place. One of only 4 defeats, though, that Inter Miami suffered in 2024. All right, let's hit up the starting 11s for this one tonight. Again, from an injury perspective, Inter Miami does not have the services of Noah Allen and Ian Frey in the back line. Drake Callender, goalkeeper, continues to sit recovering from the sports hernia procedure that he had several weeks ago. For FC Cincinnati, they are all banged up. Kevin Denke and his 12 goals, second best on this FC Cincinnati side. He has a leg issue. He is not available tonight. Yuya Kabul, the Japanese international, he cannot play this evening. And Obina Wobodo, he cannot play. He is a very strong defensive presence that is not going to be able to give it a go tonight for FC Cincinnati. And that brings us to our starting 11, and we will begin with visiting Inter Miami. In goal for Inter Miami, Oscar Ustari and Javier Mascherano's 4-4-2, a back line of Jordi Alba at left back. Your left center back is Maxi Falcone, making his 11th start of this 2025 season. Tomas Aviles at right center back. He came on as a substitute in the 2-1 win over Nashville on Saturday. And then at right back for Inter Miami, Marcelo Wagon, who has been extremely consistent going all the way back to the opening match of the FIFA Club World Cup. That 0-0 draw against Al Ahly. In the midfield for Inter Miami, Talasco Segovia on the left wing, holding midfielder Sergio Busquets. 19 appearances, 19 starts for Inter Miami this season. Ben Kromoski gets his 3rd start in 4 matches since the the FIFA Club World Cup. And on the right wing, Tadeo Allende. And then your two forwards, Luis Suarez, who has not scored since May 31st, the 5-1 pounding that Inter Miami handed to Columbus Crew. Suarez has gone over 274 minutes without a tally, and he has looked like he's laboring a bit. He'll try and get back to goal-scoring ways tonight. And, of course, the man of the moment, and for the fourth time, the MLS player of the match day, Lionel Messi, rounds out Javier Mascherano's 4-4-2. Messi comes into tonight tied with Sam Surridge of Nashville for the Golden Boot lead with 16 goals on the campaign. Keep in mind, Messi won MVP last season, had 20 goals on the year. He's nearly there, and he could hit that before the All-Star break in about a week and a half time. For FC Cincinnati, it's a 3-5-2 for fifth-year head man Pat Noonan. Roman Celentano, the veteran goalkeeper, is between the sticks once again for FC Cincinnati, the U.S. men's national team man. He is one of the most accomplished Major League Soccer goalkeepers through 100 starts in the history of the league. Here's the back three for FC Cincinnati. Speaking of U.S. men's national team, Miles Robinson at left back. The center back is Lucas Engel, and Matt Miazga. Yes, U.S. men's national team at right back. He had his season wiped out last June with a PCL and meniscus repair. He has come back, and he is really starting to get back into strong physical form once again for FC Cincinnati. Five-man midfield, Luca Orechano, previously loaned from Vasco da Gama of Brazil. He has a goal and 5 assists on the year. The unbelievably talented leading goal scorer for FC Cincinnati in his first year in the blue and orange, Evander. He is a downright stud. He has 13 goals. He has 21 goal contributions on the season, and he has been an absolute force for FC Cincinnati, carrying the attacking load. Brian Anunga, also in the midfield for FC Cincinnati. Cameroonian Pavel Buka, the Czech, 2 goals, 5 assists in the midfield. He's 27 years old and former U.S. men's national team man. 2 World Cups. DeAndre Yedlin, he is in the 11 for FC Cincinnati as well. And then up top, because of the injury to Kevin Denke, it'll be Dado Valenzuela who gets the start for FC Cincinnati. A very high-ceiling 20-year-old phenom, and Kai Kamara, the 40-year-old everlasting immortal star in Major League Soccer, 2015 Best 11 recipient. Kamara is in the 11 for FC Cincinnati. So, man, you've got 38-year-old Lionel Messi. You got 40-year-old Kai Kamara. Who says that the body breaks down as you get older? Those two can still absolutely bring it. When we return, we'll go through the MLS slate. Inter Miami is at FC Cincinnati, 5th in the East against 2nd in the East in this one, and a chance for Inter Miami to continue climbing the table. This is Inter Miami football on the Inter Miami Radio Network.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSisyes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5. With a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage built with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Our best made better.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Beach. The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
PNC Bank couldn't be more excited to serve the South Florida community. But you may be wondering, isn't PNC that boring bank? Well, is starting a business or being the first person in your family to go to college boring? For 160 years, they've done the occasionally boring work of banking to deliver brilliant results for their clients. That's why they have dedicated teams throughout the local area ready to help you unlock your own brilliance. See what boring banking can do for you. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 1063. Let's get back to the Inter Miami pregame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Oh, big time football. Inter Miami, ever since coming back from the FIFA Club World Cup. Well, a couple of matches in. Things started with lowly Montreal and then a trip to New England where Inter Miami was able to handle business. But since then, Inter Miami has faced the likes of Nashville, who was second in the Eastern Conference. Inter Miami was able to dispose of Nashville 2-1 behind Lionel Messi and his two tallies. 5 straight braces for Lionel Messi, who continues to defy age. He is not mortal at all. And now it is a trip to second in the East, FC Cincinnati. And Inter Miami, as this crowd fills in here at TQL Stadium, is going to end up facing a wall of noise. Every single one of the 26,000 seats at this venue here on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati is jam-packed. Orange and blue flags are waving, and this is a massive occasion that Inter Miami is going to have to navigate through. But the way Inter Miami has been playing, and yes, you would like to see some goal contributors other than Lionel Messi. The defense has been fairly solid. Inter Miami has not conceded more than a goal in an MLS match 4 different times in the last 5, and all of those 5 a victory. The only time that Inter Miami's conceded more than a goal was that 4-2 coasting that Inter Miami enjoyed 2 matches prior to the FIFA Club World Cup break at Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. Since then, it's been fairly stingy for Inter Miami, and Inter Miami is going to get some reinforcements back from the injury list, back from hamstring issues here tonight. Available, not starting, but again, available. Yannick Bright, who we haven't seen on the pitch for Inter Miami, an absolute force in the defensive midfield for Javier Mascherano's side. He is in the bench tonight for Javier Mascherano. Gonzalo Lujan on, who is injured on that aforementioned Montreal match. He can be brought on tonight for Inter Miami. And in the attack, David Ruiz, who is going to be a much-needed fresh pair of legs for Inter Miami. He is available tonight. Unfortunately, Baltasar Rodriguez, who saw significant time the last two matches, including a start at New England, Rodriguez is once again, for the third time in his short loan here at Inter Miami, back on the shelf. He has another hamstring injury. We're not sure if it's a re-aggravation of what's been hindering him since pretty much he stepped foot in South Florida, but he is out tonight and will not play for Inter Miami. So again, Inter Miami, 38 points in the table, fifth in the Eastern Conference, 3 matches in hand of the leaders in the East. That includes FC Cincinnati. They are at 42 points, and they are second in the Eastern Conference, a point back of Philadelphia Union, who also is in the driver's seat for the Supporter Shield as we enter mid-July. Let's look at the MLS table before we take a look at the MLS slate on this Wednesday as we come closer and closer to kickoff in Cincinnati. Philadelphia, 43 points in the Eastern Conference table, one better, as I said, than FC Cincinnati. Nashville in third, 41 points, with Columbus Crew, who sit fourth. Inter Miami is 3 points back of those two, 38 points. They are fifth in the East. Orlando City and NYCFC are sixth and seventh, respectively. And if the postseason started today, the 8-9 would be New York Red Bulls and Charlotte FC. And Inter Miami next up is at New York Red Bulls. This is going to end up being 5 straight, unless something surprising happens that Inter Miami faces a team on the right side of the Eastern Conference playoff line. All right, now that we have looked at the East, and for the record, San Diego out of the West is who sits second in the Supporter Shield table at this moment. Let's look at this slate here tonight. It is busy, busy, busy in Major League Soccer on this Wednesday, and we are trying to fit in a bunch of matches here, Major League Soccer, as they are in the lead-up to the All-Star break. It is Atlanta hosting Chicago. That's about to get underway. Charlotte welcomes in DC United, New York Red Bulls, and New England Revolution in a Northeast battle. That's also at 7:30. 2 other 7:30 kickoffs in Orlando. NYCFC travels to Orlando City, and Philadelphia Union takes on the bottom dwellers in the East, CF Montreal. Out west, 8:30, Houston will battle Vancouver. That is in the Lone Star State. LAFC at Minnesota. That'll be a good one at 8:30. The one we're paying attention to, Nashville and Columbus. That could certainly have ramifications for Inter Miami. That is about an hour from now. Seattle and Colorado at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. 10:30 Eastern Time, LA Galaxy plays Austin. Same start time for Portland and Salt Lake. And San Diego will welcome Toronto to Southern California at 10:30, and to wrap things up, 10:30, San Jose and Dallas from the Bay Area. That is going to wrap us up here on the Inter Miami pregame show. When we return, kickoff from TQL Stadium. Inter Miami, FC Cincinnati, premier match of the night in Major League Soccer, and we have it for you after this. It's Inter Miami football on the Inter Miami Radio Network.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment: Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's, where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
At PNC Bank, they pride themselves on being boring. But the truth is, they couldn't be more excited to serve the South Florida community. For nearly 160 years, they've quietly toiled away to deliver brilliant results for their equally brilliant clients. Now, their dedicated financial teams are ready to do the boring work to help you unlock your own brilliance. Let's see what boring banking can do for you. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled program for this special presentation of Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Now let's get to the pitch.
Oh, it's a cannon shot! Go ahead and give him the goal of the week!
Here's Ken LaVicka.
It is electric as it should be in Cincinnati. Is a battle of two of the top teams in the Eastern Conference and the last two supporter shield victors in Major League Soccer. Major playoff ramifications and even supporter shield implications here tonight on a Wednesday night in Cincinnati, Ohio. It is Inter Miami, winners of 5 straight and 5th in the East, paying a visit to Eastern Conference second place FC Cincinnati. And a very special welcome to you from TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. It is full of orange and blue and noise. It is raucous in this building as Lionel Messi comes to town, and not coincidentally, one of the hottest teams in Major League Soccer, Inter Miami, rolls through. I am Ken LaVicka, and Oscar Gonzalez, on-site engineer. To my right, the OG, and it is another high-stakes battle here this evening. Inter Miami had one of them Saturday night in Fort Lauderdale at Chase Stadium, and it was another Lionel Messi show, a 2-1 victory over Nashville, who had come into that match unbeaten in their last 15 all competitions, unbeaten in their last 12 in MLS play. And Lionel Messi threw cold water on that. He spoiled the party. He had a goal in the 17th, a majestic free kick, the 69th of his career, the 101st outside of the box goal in his career. And it also was Lionel Messi who was able to take the ball away from goalkeeper Joe Willis in the 62nd minute and break a 1-1 score line and deliver the game-winning goal. Inter Miami would see it through after Messi put Inter Miami on top 2-1, and it is 5 straight matches with a brace for Lionel Messi. That is an all-time Major League Soccer record, and he now has 11 goals through the last 6 matches. That is tied for the all-time mark set by then Atlanta United star Joseph Martinez. Prolific from the 38-year-old Lionel Messi. He is truly immortal, and he is carrying Inter Miami's attack at this moment. Good news for Inter Miami as they enter this one tonight against FC Cincinnati. Some reinforcements, especially defensively. Not in the 11 for Javier Mascherano, but available to play. Yannick Bright, most notably, who has not seen time. He has not been healthy enough to play since early in the epic 3-3 draw at Philadelphia Union. That was the match that directly preceded, and set Inter Miami on the right track for this 5-match MLS winning streak. Bright with a hamstring. He will sit tonight for Javier Mascherano and await the call, if need be, from the bench. Gonzalo Lujan, who was injured prior to the FIFA Club World Cup, his hamstring ailing him. He is available tonight for Javier Mascherano, and Davi Ruiz, the youngster, he can come off the bench if need be. Baltasar Rodriguez, Inter Miami midfielder, he has a hamstring issue again, and he is back and injured, back on the injured list for Inter Miami. Inter Miami and FC Cincinnati, FC Cincinnati has had the better of Inter Miami the last 3 times they have played here in the Queen City, and we are about set for action. Our referee, Lucas Chapala, and we are about to kick off here from Inter Miami. I am Ken Levica. Our VAR referee is David Barry. His VAR assistant accompanies him in the VAR booth. Inter Miami with Messi and Suarez in the 11. Big news for FC Cincinnati. Kevin Denke, his 12 goals, second best on the team, not available tonight with a leg injury. FC Cincinnati going to have to do it without him. Fortunately for them, they have Evander, his 13 goals on the pitch. There is the whistle. We are underway. It roars from this capacity crowd, 26,000 strong at TQL Stadium in Cincinnati. It is Inter Miami, sitting 5th in the Eastern Conference, 11 victories, 3 defeats, 5 draws, and FC Cincinnati, the home side, 13 wins on the year. They have 6 defeats, 3 draws, 42 points, second in the Eastern Conference, 1 back of the top of the table. It is a beautiful evening in Cincinnati. It is really, really lovely weather. Not anticipating anything that could be constituted as inclement. 85 degrees at kickoff. With no precipitation in the forecast, winds out of the east at 7. Good ball immediately from Sergio Busquets from the midfield, but it was played away by Cincinnati. And now rushing forward is Cincinnati. On the ball, Kamara, the 40-year-old, right side of the box, right foot shot, and Ustari had to push the ball wide of the near post. Inter Miami just saw a 40-year-old Kamara chug all the way from the defensive midfield. He was able to touch it past Falcone, and then he beat Aviles to the ball, who looked like he was a little bit worried about making unnecessary contact, and Ustari, the 39-year-old on the 40-year-old Kamara, equal to the task. My goodness. The old men have come to play here early on. FC Cincinnati left to right in the attack, so this will be a corner, a set piece, 90 seconds in. On the right side, short corner, it's sent into the box, getting along the end line and trying to beat it near post. Luis Suarez was able to clear away a ball that Orellano had tried to feed right into the middle, and a little bit shaky for the Inter Miami defense initially, but they're able to clear it into their left defensive half across the near touchline, and Cincinnati in their own defensive end will throw it in. Well, Inter Miami in this 5-match winning streak has conceded each match, but for the exception of 1 contest, it has all been just 1 goal that they have given up. The only multi-goal match that the defense has suffered was at home against Montreal, a 4-2 victory just prior to the FIFA Club World Cup. 2 matches prior to that break. Inter Miami on the attack, right to left. Inter Miami in its head-to-toe pink uniforms, black lettering, numbering, and trim. Royal Caribbean logo on the front. And FC Cincinnati in their blue uniforms with the orange sash across the chest, white lettering and numbering. Inter Miami really has had none of the ball here in the opening now 3 minutes. A playback along the end line of FC Cincinnati to the right of goal, and Roman Celentano, the 24-year-old goalkeeper, will go and retrieve with the right foot and strike the ball into the midfield, where Inter Miami finally grabs possession for the first time. Javier Mascherano going with a 4-4-2 tonight. Alba, Falcone, Aviles, and Weigott in the back, left to right. In the midfield, Segovia, Busquets, Kramaski, and Allende, and Suarez and Messi at the top of the formation. FC Cincinnati this season, 35 goals. That is only 14th in Major League Soccer. They've conceded 31 times. That's 1 more than Inter Miami. So you may be wondering, how in the world with those numbers is Cincinnati sitting second in the table? It's because they have won 11, count them 11 one-goal matches in 2025. They have absolute grit and guile and guts, and they typically see it through. But an uncharacteristic letdown, mental break for FC Cincinnati. Back on Saturday night, they lose right here at TQL Stadium 4-2. Allow 4 unanswered from the late stages of the first half on. FC Cincinnati was ahead 1-0 after 39 seconds and 2-0 5 minutes in, and then end up losing 4-2. It was 2 goals in the final 5 minutes before halftime that really started the collapse for FC Cincinnati, and they could not cinch it up in the second half. Inter Miami has the ball in the midfield circle. Messi sprays it out to the right-hand side where Tadeo Allende has it, nearing the left attacking third for the first time for Inter Miami. Far side, Inter Miami now will send it back to the defensive midfield. Right of the midfield circle, Tomas Aviles will feed it across the midfield stripe once again. Inter Miami, 44 goals on the year, and keep in mind, they are sitting 3 matches in hand of everybody else for the most part in Major League Soccer, and they are second in MLS in goal scoring. Kamara trying to catch Ustari off his line from the midfield after Segovia was a little bit weak on the ball. Kamara not only off the mark, but Ustari saw exactly what Kamara was trying to line up. But Kai Kamara, if you're just joining us, mere seconds into this one, the 40-year-old wonderkind, now on his 12th MLS side. That is a league record. Had an early opportunity as he went 1-on-3 against the Inter Miami defense, and Oscar Ustari needed to make a near post extended left-hand save to keep it out of the back of the net. Kamara, the oldest active player in Major League Soccer. He was named to the best 11 of MLS in 2015. He was with LAFC a year ago, had 8 goals for the Los Angeles side. I mentioned that FC Cincinnati, as Inter Miami has the ball in the right defensive third, just over 6 minutes in here at TQL Stadium. Inter Miami's won 5 straight and trying to continue to soar up this Eastern Conference table. But I mentioned that FC Cincinnati, 35 goals on the year. 25 of them have come from 2 men. Evander, who's in the 11 tonight for FC Cincinnati, and the injured Kevin Denke, he has 12 of them. Inter Miami able to force a turnover. Lionel Messi with a touch in the Inter Miami right defensive half for the first time, but he was quickly dispossessed by a hard-charging Pavel Buka. He had a goal against Inter Miami, one of the 6 that Cincinnati poured in last July the 6th, right here in Cincy. Buka, 2 goals, 5 assists on the year, and playing from the left defensive half is Cincinnati. Now, it was not a good time on July 6th of last year here in Cincinnati. Inter Miami was absolutely drubbed. Their worst performance of the season, losing 6-1. Messi did not play. Sergio Busquets was sent off in the second half, early in the second half, and from there it was just a cascade. And it was one of only 4 defeats that Inter Miami suffered in the regular season 2024. Inter Miami has lost their last 3 here at TQL Stadium. Of course, though, one of the most famous results in Inter Miami franchise history came in the semifinals of the 2023 U.S. Open Cup right here in this venue. 3-3 after 90. FC Cincinnati got an equalizer in the 118th minute of extra time. It went to penalties, and Inter Miami triumphant 5-4. Here's Cincinnati into the left portion of the box, trying to make a turn in the box, and being dispossessed was Valenzuela. Well done by Busquets and Aviles for Inter Miami, as Valenzuela was posted up on the near post to poke it away from him, but Inter Miami sloppy in the midfield, and Cincinnati back on the ball. Inter Miami cannot get any possession here through over 8 minutes of action in this matchup, and the midfield has been completely non-existent. 0-0 Inter Miami and FC Cincinnati. Yedlin, the U.S. men's national team man, near right touchline in the right attacking half for blue-clad Cincinnati. It is rolled back into the defensive half briefly by Miles Robinson, and now he'll loft the ball up the near touchline right attacking half. Alba over his right shoulder pops it up into the air with his right toe, and Inter Miami will win it back. Falcone, Alba, good ball up the defensive near touchline. Segovia, solid turn as he's able to shed Buka, and now Inter Miami in the defensive midfield. Here's Messi. Messi sends a sky ball left attacking half, and that's headed away by Cincinnati. Boos raining down on Messi as he has his first extended touch of the evening. Inter Miami with Carlos Vega. just to the defensive side of the midfield stripe, far side. And Inter Miami is going to try and patiently build up something in the attack here tonight. We haven't seen it yet, and we're nearly 10 minutes in. Left defensive half, Alba, the left channel. Played it into the middle. Suarez attempted to step over. He thought Messi was there to receive it, but a defender stepped in the path. Inter Miami backtracking as Cincinnati made it into the right attacking midfield. Kromoski swiping the ball right foot and ends up blasting it across the far touchline. It'll be a right attacking half Cincinnati throw-in. Pat Noonan, fifth-year manager for FC Cincinnati, looks on. A heralded playing career in Major League Soccer. He was tied for the 2014 Golden Boot race with New England Revolution, an MLS Cup champion, 2008 Columbus, 2012 LA Galaxy. He won 3 U.S. Open Cups, 1 with New England, 2 with Seattle back-to-back 2010, 2011. And now he has had vast success as the fifth-year boss of FC Cincinnati. Get this, Pat Noonan, 20 of the 21 seasons he spent as an MLS player or coach, he has led his team to the postseason. He has lived in the playoffs. That's all he knows. That is championship acumen. Talasco Segovia could not keep a ball in play as it rolls into the Cincinnati defensive half, the left side of this natural surface, across the near touchline, out of play, throw in from the defensive portion for FC Cincinnati. We have yet to see much from Evander tonight for FC Cincinnati, but perhaps something here. Evander to the left of the area, was able to feed it to Kamara. Now it's sent into the middle, about 25 yards from Mustari's goal. Right of the box, here's a delivery from the near side. Falcone headed away, but right back on to Yedlin. Yedlin is going to defer to about 30 yards out, where he will roll a ball onto Miles Robinson. Now on the right wing, 35 yards away, Valenzuela. Dado Valenzuela, 20-year-old forward, in for the injured Kevin Denke tonight. A square ball near side to far side for FC Cincinnati, right attacking third. It is collected there by Oresiano. Now rolled to the outside. Yedlin past Alba to the end line right side. Across from that end line, looking for Kamara. That was Buka. Inter Miami read it well, but the clearance not finished. Evander outside the upper right of the box, gives it to Kamara along the end line outside the right portion of the area. Kamara, long and lanky, big presence, had a pass deflected. There's a fight for it, and Maxi Falcone was able to, in the lower left portion of the box, get a left foot on it and deliver the ball across the end line in the Cincinnati right attacking third. So Cincinnati right back to business after the throw in. Anunga to Kamara, near right corner, make that Yedlin. The ball went to the top of the box, went off of Valenzuela. Now Evander with a shot from just to the right of the penalty arc, and he short-hopped Ustari on a left footer. Not a ton of power there, but it was a tricky shot. Ustari was able to square up like a baseball catcher, keep it in front of him, gave up a brief rebound, but was able to pick it up off of the turf. And Inter Miami watches FC Cincinnati collect another shot on target. Inter Miami hasn't even spent any time in its left attacking third to unleash any sort of shot, let alone a shot on target. And in the 13th minute, with Inter Miami and FC Cincinnati even 0-0, Inter Miami needs to find its way into the match at some point. And they still can't do it, but a foul against Cincinnati as Tom Brian Anunga is not happy with the referee's call. To the left of the midfield circle, he made contact with Ben Kromoski, a boot to the right foot of Kromoski, and Anunga is called for the foul. Anunga previously with Nashville, where he made 129 appearances. The 28-year-old played for Cameroon's youth sides. So Inter Miami in its right defensive half. 0-0, Inter Miami and FC Cincinnati. Long ball from the defensive half to the far side left defensive third. Allende is going to let the ball roll out of play, and good thing he earns a throw-in for his side as he boxed out Angle, the left back, to win the left attacking third throw-in for Inter Miami. Really the first time that Inter Miami has been within 30 yards of Roman Celentano's goal, and immediately Inter Miami will distribute the ball back to the defensive half and allow Jordi Alba to reset. Coming up the left wing, sends a square ball far side. That's where on the right wing, Ben Kremoski has it for Inter Miami. He'll roll it short range, far touchline. Weigott back to the right wing, Kremoski, and he's simply going to send it back beyond the midfield stripe to Tomas Aviles. To Falcone, midfield circle, defensive side. A one-hopper. Weigott chests it down. Weigott 1v1 with Anunga. Weigott trying to turn on him, and he is dispossessed. Wanted a foul, didn't get the call, and now the ball is played through Evander against Falcone. Up the left wing, Evander heads to the middle. Evander 25 yards out, and he got ambitious with a right-footed shot, and he sailed it up and over Oscar Ustari's goal into the 15th row. Evander will have wanted to do better, but Inter Miami has got to be stronger in the midfield. And Weigott, once he got dispossessed, instead of complaining to the referee, needed to get back and challenge, and that did not happen. But too much free-flowing buildup right now for FC Cincinnati, extinguishing any sort of presence for Inter Miami in the midfield. So a frustrating question frustrating start here for Inter Miami. This ball is played back by FC Cincinnati into the left defensive third and into the box. Celentano for FC Cincinnati sends a long ball forward into the right attacking third. It's Evander. He's about 35 yards away. Evander, 8 out of the box goals this season. That is the top mark in Major League Soccer. Driving in from the left-hand side, feeding left to the area, goal! A left-footed swipe from left to the 6-yard box. Valenzuela able to connect. He sent it across the face of goal, and he tucked it inside the far post. It was a beautiful layoff after outstanding driving play from Orellano. Valenzuela with his 5th goal of the season, and Inter Miami trails 1-0 in the 16th minute. It's a deserved lead for FC Cincinnati. Nobody shut down Luca Orellano. He got around Weigott. There was nobody to help on the backside. Aviles is backtracking. Weigott's yelling at Aviles, "Where are you? Where's my help?" Busquets was late to recover as well, and from a difficult angle, Valenzuela able to score because there was nobody there to even entertain getting in any sort of shot lane. So Inter Miami's defense dinged in the opening 16 minutes, and it's 1-0 FC Cincinnati. Inter Miami playing from behind, and they have really had none of the ball. (1-0) FC Cincinnati, 18th minute. And Tomas Aviles in his right defensive half for Inter Miami. Javier Mascherano, after 5 straight wins, and Falcone almost gave the ball away to Camaro right outside of the Inter Miami box. It looked like Falcone either whiffed on the ball or tripped over his own feet, and Camaro was almost there to pluck it away from him. He would have had an easy 1v1 against Ustari. My goodness. That plays into what exactly I was talking about. Javier Mascherano has got to be wondering, what in the world has he seen from his side that has won 5 in a row? This has been sleepy and listless to this juncture. We are in the 18th minute. It is 1-0 FC Cincinnati leading Inter Miami. Dado Valenzuela, his 5th goal of the season. The 20-year-old had one of the 6 goals for Cincinnati last July here against Inter Miami. He was the final of the 6. He's a homegrown, and he has built steadily in this FC Cincinnati system. 3 appearances in 2023. His first year as an 18-year-old with the senior side. That elevated to 30 appearances last year, and he is a trusted member of Pat Noonan's side. 19th minute, 1-0 FC Cincinnati on top, and right back into the right defensive half. Orellano able to drive his way to about 40 yards from goal. He has the assist on the Valenzuela goal, and now Cincinnati in the attacking midfield far side. right portion of the pitch will defer to the left defensive half, and they will reset out of the back. Miles Robinson off to DeAndre Yedlin, 2 former U.S. men's national team men. Good possession from Anunga as he was able to evade Busquets in FC Cincinnati's defensive half. Anunga sent a ball forward to the midfield. It is delivered on a play by Inter Miami near touchline, and a defensive half throw-in. Left portion of this natural surface for Cincinnati. Ball is rolled into the right attacking half, far touchline. Arellano to the left of the 18-yard box. Low ball from Valenzuela, was trying to pick out Evander, never got there. Weigott was able to clear it out of the box, but Inter Miami gets it about 30 yards away, and FC Cincinnati wins it back. A delivery from the outside left channel, 25 yards, was left-footed right onto Oscar Ustari. Wanted Kamara, who was making a vertical run in the middle of the box, but the timing wasn't there, and Ustari cleaned that up into his chest. 1-0 FC Cincinnati. Minute number 20 here at TQL Stadium. Inter Miami and FC Cincinnati now both 31 goals conceded on the year. Inter Miami has had 10 halftime leads this season. That is tied for 4th in Major League Soccer, while FC Cincinnati has enjoyed 11 halftime advantages in 2025. That is tied for the most amongst all sides in Major League Soccer. Maxi Falcone, left center back for Inter Miami. Rolls it back into his own box. Ustari is going to restart play. Aviles now to the far right touchline. Right defensive third. Marcelo Weigott. Aviles getting the start for Inter Miami. Came off the bench in the 2-1 victory over Nashville on Saturday. Inter Miami can really do no better at this juncture than send it along to each member of the back four. This high press from FC Cincinnati giving Inter Miami all sorts of problems. And Oscar Ustari, Inter Miami goalkeeper, in his own 6-yard box once again with the ball, and he's going to try and force the ball forward to the midfield. He overshot Luis Suarez, and FC Cincinnati right back in possession. Inter Miami not winning any aerial duels, though them and FC Cincinnati are almost even in that category in the MLS rankings. Inter Miami 5th in MLS, winning aerial duels 54% of the time. FC Cincinnati right behind him, 8th in Major League Soccer. Here's a turnover, and now Inter Miami with Messi in the left defensive half, and he did not hear the footsteps behind him, and it's easily poked away by Pavel Buka. Messi's trying to survey. He didn't have any real options to deliver the ball, and now a beautiful play through Ustari off his line, upper left of the box. Had to come up and left foot a ball away from Valenzuela, who looked dangerous. Inter Miami able to clear, and a good effort from Segovia to cut in front of Kai Kamara. But Inter Miami, is there someone down? Because Inter Miami just played the ball across the touchline. It was Evander who was almost able to pick out Valenzuela. And Oscar Ustari has suffered some sort of knock. And this is, we'll see, are they looking at a groin? A left groin area and adductor? Because we have seen enough of those for Inter Miami this season. There are 2 goalkeepers available for Inter Miami tonight. Rocco Rios Novo, who does have a start this season for Inter Miami in MLS play, and William Yarborough, the May signing, the former Liga MX keeper, former San Jose man. And it looks like Ustari might be done. The physios are telling Javier Mascherano that's a wrap. And here's Rocco Rios Novo. Oh boy. So Inter Miami has an injury to their goalkeeper. Oscar Ustari is going to depart in the 24th minute. So Inter Miami, already down 1-0 thanks to a Dado Valenzuela goal, is going to have to bring in Rocco Rios Novo. So Ustari's night comes to an end, and it looks like it was just an awkward step that he made. I don't think there was any contact. He was injured simply just jogging towards the ball to make sure that Valenzuela couldn't collect it on the upper right of the box after Evander's playthrough. And Ustari is injured. So Rocco Rios Novo will make his 4th appearance of the MLS season. And Javier Mascherano has to make a medical substitution prior to the half-hour mark. Inter Miami has really had 0 of the ball. They have not been involved in the attack whatsoever at this point. So Ustari is going to limp off under his own power. Hopefully that means something positive. Rocco Rios Novo enters for Inter Miami. We are at TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Glad you're with us on the Inter Miami flagship, ESPN 106.3 out of West Palm Beach, Florida, the Deportes Radio FC app. And of course, everybody who is watching on YouTube as well. Watching/listening on YouTube. 26th minute, Oscar Ustari has departed due to injury. What it looks like some sort of upper left leg issue. And Rocco Rios Novo sends away a long ball for his first touch in front of the Inter Miami goal. And wouldn't you know it, FC Cincinnati right back in possession in the left defensive third. Inter Miami's midfield has largely been non-existent. Segovia does win it for Inter Miami in the midfield, and now Inter Miami's going to play it back to Falcone, left center back to right center back. Avila is now far right side, right defensive half. Cheluega. Kremoski on a turn along the touchline, earns his side a throw-in. Make that Allende earns his side a throw-in. No, it was Kremoski, my apologies. Near the midfield stripe, still shaded towards the defensive half. So again, 4th appearance for Rocco Rios Novo. He turned 23 years old on June 4th. He is young. He has shown brightly when he's had the sparing opportunities this season. Inter Miami, left defensive half, far touchline. Allende gave it up to Messi, who's playing very deep in the midfield. Messi wanted to deliver a square ball far side and near side, and that blocked right back at him and across the far touchline. Inter Miami throw-in. And FC Cincinnati is challenging absolutely everyone and everything in pink so far here through 27 minutes. It's an inspired effort here for FC Cincinnati, who lost 4-2 to Columbus Crew Saturday night after going up 2-0 after 5 minutes of action. Inter Miami's got to hope that this script plays out similarly. Long ball, Rios Novo, left defensive third. Allende was chugging to try and get there, but Miles Robinson got a head on it for Cincinnati, and now it's quickly played into the right attacking third. Cincinnati right of the box. Here is Kamara. Kamara delivers a ball from the lower right along the end line. It bounced dangerously in front of Rios Novo's goal, but nobody was on the end of it for Cincinnati, and Inter Miami is showing not a whole lot of urgency to the left of its own box, and finally it is sent into the midfield. Segovia onto Alba, cuts the ball up ahead. Here is Allende, and he left the ball behind him, trying to pass Miazga, and Allende continues to have poor, heavy first touches. It's been really his biggest weakness this season, is that opening touch. So it looked like Allende was going to have a 1v1 against Miazga, but he forgot the ball about 25 yards out. And from the left of his own box, Celentano trying to get involved. It hasn't been very busy for him. The blue-clad FC Cincinnati keeper sends a ball into the midfield. Inter Miami does have possession. Alba into the middle, wanted Messi, never got there. It bounced all the way back to Alba, 15 yards away, but Alba, who wasn't expecting it, clunked it back onto an FC Cincinnati midfielder. Now Yedlin into the middle for Anunga. Cincinnati in the midfield circle now into the right attacking half. Oreshano in the 29th minute with FC Cincinnati leading Inter Miami 1-0. Valenzuela with a 1-2. It ends up at Kamara near the penalty D. Good job by Alba to intercept a pass that was floated into danger. Side swipe by Busquets. Good one-touch Suarez. And I'm not real sure what the plan was there for Jordi Alba, but he just sort of sky-kicked. Full mid-air kick. Sent it about 20 feet into the sky to no one in particular, just across the midfield stripe, and allows FC Cincinnati to get back into possession. Now, Inter Miami is going to need to come up with some answers here at some point. A near giveaway, maybe that's the key. Bothered in the back was Engel, and Messi was lurking to try and create some havoc, but Engel able to recover at the last moment. Evander off of a aerial duel win for FC Cincinnati. 40 yards away, coming up the middle channel, right defensive half, wants to play it through, but it was too much on that ball as Buca was making a run up the middle channel. And Inter Miami read that well. Buca was shielded off the ball, and Rios Nobo is able to grab the slow roller. And he, from the right side of his box, will distribute into the midfield. But it's won in the right attacking half by FC Cincinnati. Weigott able to win a ball, though, away from Anunga. Left attacking half, far touchline. Messi charging forward. Good ball right of the box. Weigott, low cross, blocked away by Miazga, and it's going to roll across the far touchline in that far corner. This will be a throw-in, a deep throw-in far side. Left attacking third for Inter Miami. Weigott will do the duties. Weigott, who was a little banged up at the end of the 2-1 triumph over Nashville Saturday. Weigott looking for any option. He'll send it left to the area. Suarez, two defenders on him, able to win the ball. Now turn, give it to Weigott, right of the box. Weigott wanted a low cross as Segovia was making a near post run. It was Miazga again who got a foot on it and blocked it right back towards Weigott across that far touchline of the left attacking third. So Weigott's going to throw it in again. We are past the half an hour mark. Ken LaVicka with you from TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Oscar Gonzalez, onside engineer, the OG to my right-hand side. 1-0 FC Cincinnati on top of Inter Miami. Outside right channel, Kremoski, left attacking third. Whipped in cross, headed away by, you guessed it, Miazga. Inter Miami trying to win it back in the box. It falls to Busquets. He will sidewind head it to the left wing. Alba floats in a ball to no one in particular. And FC Cincinnati clears, but Aviles there to keep it in the left attacking third, coming up from his right center back position, and Inter Miami still in the left attacking half. 32nd minute, 1-0 Cincinnati on top. Left wing, Jordi Alba, about 27 yards away. Alba angling to his right. Alba left-footed delivery, Busquets. Busquets will send it now left wing as Suarez recycled there. Suarez looking, surveying, doesn't really have much, and then he ends up lazily trying to roll the ball off to Alba on the left-hand side, and we're going to have a hydration break in the 32nd minute with Cincinnati leading Inter Miami 1-0. So a cooling break. Our kickoff temperature was 86 degrees, and so there is the cooling break as both sides will head to their touchline. So again, thanks for joining us here on the Inter Miami Radio Network. Here on this Wednesday night in southern Ohio, right on the border of Ohio and Kentucky. It is FC Cincinnati 1, Inter Miami 0. The lone goal at this juncture for FC Cincinnati, Dado Valenzuela, came in the 16th minute off of a beautiful individual effort. Luca Oreshano, who charged up the left wing, rolled the ball perfectly to Valenzuela, and he was able, with a left foot, first time it, left foot, inside the far post, beating Oscar Ustari, but the defense fell apart on that right-hand side for Inter Miami. And then Oscar Ustari, just a few minutes later, having to come up in the upper left of his box and extinguish an opportunity after a through ball. Ended up feeling some sort of discomfort in his upper left leg, and that's the issue. Oscar Ustari had to leave the match And now Rocco Rios Novo, the 24-year-old, is the Inter Miami goalkeeper. Inter Miami has not registered a shot on target or a shot at this point. FC Cincinnati, meanwhile, 5 shots. 3 of them have been on target. 1 has found the back of the net. Inter Miami this season 18 points away from Fort Lauderdale. That is 5th in Major League Soccer, and it's impressive considering that Inter Miami has 2 away matches in hand. Boy, Inter Miami all out of sorts. Luis Suarez on the right wing in the left attacking half. Wanted to one-time it with Tadeo Allende, who he thought was going to be making a run up the far touchline. Allende just stopped, and Suarez gave Allende an absolute earful in front of everybody. That's the type of half it's been so far. 35th minute, 1-0, Cincinnati on top of Inter Miami. FC Cincinnati's defense rolls it back into its own box for the goalkeeper, Roman Celentano, clad in green. He plays it into the defensive midfield, and now Kamara has it left of the midfield circle in that defensive half. And FC Cincinnati taking its time, roll it onto the back 4. Miazga to Lucas Engel. Miazga, U.S. men's national team man, key component to this FC Cincinnati defense, suffered a gruesome injury last June, needed a full repair of his PCL and his meniscus. And his year was done June the 26th. Debuted for FC Cincinnati early this season. He has gradually worked his way back into good physical form. Came to Cincinnati after a stint with 7 different sides in Europe, all predicated by a move to Chelsea. And Inter Miami gives it away in its defensive half. Kamara charges left side of the box. Kamara shouldered by Aviles. Kamara has to retreat outside the left portion of the area. Aviles, good, desperate defending. But then Inter Miami concedes. A far side right attacking third throw-in for FC Cincinnati. It got through Anunga, and Inter Miami wins it back off a turnover at the border of their right defensive third. Alba pushed the ball up ahead to Messi, but then Sergio Busquets easily pickpocketed. 4-on-3, look out, Evander from 35 yards out. What is he doing? Just decided to tee it up, even with the near post, and he sent a ball into the stratosphere, into the seats. Now, Evander is an elite goal scorer, especially from outside the area, but he has had 2 decisions where he has just decided to strap it up and let it rip from obscene distance with buildup coming on both sides. And he has foregone the help and just decided to do it himself, and that is not what has made FC Cincinnati successful to the tune of 2nd in the East to this point in 2025. It is a 1-0 advantage for FC Cincinnati. Minute number 38 here at TQL Stadium. It is packed, 26,000 capacity in attendance here tonight, and they are loving what they're seeing so far. It's been a pretty lopsided affair. Inter Miami, to be honest, is pretty fortunate to just be facing the wrong end of 1-0 on the scoreline. Inter Miami has not taken a shot here tonight, and we are nearing 40 minutes expired in this match, and Inter Miami already down a goalkeeper. Oscar Ustari done for the evening with an upper left leg issue. At least that's what we deduced from our vantage point here in Cincy. FC Cincinnati has it in their right attacking third along the far touchline. Anunga gives it up. Oreshano knocked to the turf, still picked out Evander, left wing. Evander scoots through 2 defenders, now 3 onto his right foot outside the left portion of the box. Weigand got in the way of a play through and intercepts that ball, and Inter Miami will try and lurch forward out of its defensive half. Alba, now Suarez had to come into the defensive half, played it briefly into the middle. Segovia now near touchline right defensive portion. Alba square ball. That's a good ball into the attacking half. Messi pushes it forward. Here is Allende, right side of the box. Allende, left foot. Shot was blocked. He had a heavy touch right before he tried to unleash the shot. That allowed Oreshanu to close the distance along with Miazga and get a piece of that shot and block it backwards. It was a really good effort from Allende. It was a good first touch, but he wanted to shoot, and he telegraphed it by moving the ball just a bit too far ahead of him, wanting to get some power behind that shot, but he was really looking to unleash something. So still no official shot for Inter Miami. Good job by Sergio Busquets to bother Yedlin in the left defensive half for Cincinnati, but Cincinnati still wins the ball, and now Evander charges forward right wing. Delivered it to the middle, and good strong play, Allende. He took some contact there from Buca. He was banged up, and now he goes down. The referee plays advantage. Segovia is just going to hold up play. Messi's looking back, and Inter Miami is not going to play advantage. There is concern for Allende, who is clutching at his lower back. Messi just kicked the ball, left-footed it across the touchline. Inter Miami will have the ball back. FC Cincinnati is going to give them possession here once we restart play. But Allende has a lower back issue, his hip. Yeah, he got car crashed into by Pavel Buca. Allende was trying to box him out on that ball. Buca's right elbow caught Allende right in the lower portion of his back on the right side. That hurts. There's a lot of meat to make contact with in that portion of the back. So as we enter the threshold of the 41st minute and Cincinnati leading Inter Miami 1-0, Inter Miami will have possession after that brief stoppage in play, and they will come out of their right defensive third, or at least attempt to. Aviles, about 10 yards outside the upper right portion of his area. Now to Busquets. Busquets swipes it left to Maxi Falcone. Now near touchline, Alba. Alba gave the ball away. That's just too simple. And now Cincinnati with Evander in the middle channel. Evander a bit sloppy with the ball, but it found Anunga of Cincinnati. He was able to push it into his own defensive half. Inter Miami really swarming to the ball now. There's some desperation, but Cincinnati did well to evade the pressure. Here's Yedlin outside the right portion of the box on a good ball from Buca. Yedlin plays it back to Buca, outside right channel. Right attacking third, FC Cincinnati in blue and orange per usual. Valenzuela, the goal scorer, on the right wing. Short range passing with Anunga. Now it's sent all the way back to the defensive midfield. Robinson sent it on back to Miazga. He'll push it into the right attacking half near touchline. Yedlin, he sends a backwards ball to the midfield stripe. FC Cincinnati, no particular hurry here with the 1-0 advantage over Inter Miami. 42-13, 42-14, 42-15 on this first half clock. Valenzuela in the middle, in the right attacking half. Middle channel, I should say. Anunga briefly sprays a ball off to the left wing. Plenty of distance from goal for Evander. Evander has again 40 yards out, back to goal, and he'll send it to the midfield stripe left of the midfield circle. And a reset coming for FC Cincinnati with Lucas Engel, the left back in that back three for Pat Noonan. 3-5-2 FC Cincinnati formation. Kevin Denke not available for FC Cincinnati tonight, 12-goal scorer. But FC Cincinnati threatening once again. An errant cross from left of the box by Oreshanu. Evander was chugging forward, but Oreshanu panicked a little bit, and that ball was way ahead of Evander, and it bounced on Rios Novo. Lionel Messi working hard through three defenders in the midfield circle to keep possession for Inter Miami. Shovels it off to Segovia. They'll play it back. Alba now defensive half, middle channel. Busquets now to Messi. Messi crosses the threshold of the left attacking half near touchline. Suarez bounces it back to Messi. Short range pass. Alba. Alba traverses forward briefly, gives it up to Messi. Messi, good ball from 40 yards away, wanted Suarez. It was broken up, but Kromaski won it in the middle channel. Now 30 yards out, Busquets. High ball into the box. It is Suarez, just done by Messi, left foot, and he was wide of the far post. as he volleyed it down to his left foot and trickled it wide. A beautiful delivery from Suarez, and Messi mishit it with his left foot. There's the first shot of the night for Inter Miami, and we were nearly level 1-1 if Messi could put it on target. It actually took a touch, so it's a near side to far side corner, Inter Miami. Short corner as Kremoski from the left wing tried to feed a ball to Alba, who was making a horizontal run into the left portion of the box. It was cleared away by FC Cincinnati. All Inter Miami corners brought to you by Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, representing injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. That shot was actually blocked from Messi. It went off of the right ankle of Lucas Engel, who saved a goal. Here is FC Cincinnati. Far left touchline, right attacking third, looking threatening. Valenzuela holds up play on the left wing. Now Kamara inside right channel. Anunga has a ball rolled onto him 35 yards away. Yedlin. Now Valenzuela to Evander. Evander scoops the ball into the middle of the box. Good job by Aviles to head it down, and Alba clears it away. And a brief misplay by Engel of Cincinnati in the midfield circle, but he was able to win as Suarez was trying to steal it away. And we are past 45 minutes in this first half. 6 additional minutes in this first half. Extra time presented by your local South Florida Audi dealers. Test drive the new Q5 today at your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. FC Cincinnati charges middle channel, right attacking third, and a left-footed attempt from distance outside the penalty arc by about 5 yards. Luca Orellano sends it up and over Rios Novo's crossbar. That goes into the seats, and Inter Miami will try to push this ball forward, down a goal, 1-0. We have played 1 minute of the additional 6 in this opening stanza from TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Long ball defensive half. Kremoski's on the end of it. He chests it down, but he could not control it. He has it left to the area. Now he's looking for some reinforcements. That was a beautiful ball from Messi. Segovian out near left touchline, left attacking third. Alba, square ball, near side to the middle. Messi lofts the ball left side of the box. It was Yedlin who was able to get ahead on it, and FC Cincinnati extinguishes that dangerous opportunity for Inter Miami. And now a foul against Inter Miami as Anunga for FC Cincinnati goes to ground after contact. Kremoski, if he had a little bit more speed and a better touch, may have been able to charge into the box, but he had to hold up play and wait for a couple of runners to come forward. And by that time, FC Cincinnati was able to send defensive support. And we are past 45 plus 2 in this first half. FC Cincinnati 1, Inter Miami 0. There has not been an awful lot of attacking fortitude for Inter Miami in this one. It has been better over the last 10 minutes. But still, Inter Miami is looking for its opening shot on target in this one. They do have 2 official shots. One from Suarez, which was blocked, and one from Messi, which was blocked. That was on the edge of the 6-yard box, point blank. And Engel made a saving block. And then a little bit sloppy in the back from Inter Miami, and they have to concede a deep right attacking third corner throw-in, I should say, near side for Cincinnati. 47-50, 47-51, 47-52. We're about to hit 45 plus 3 added time in this first half. Anunga retrieves the throw-in outside the right portion of the FC Cincinnati box. FC Cincinnati right attacking third, right wing. Buka turns on the ball. It's played back to Miazga. Miazga is going to swipe it to his defensive mate, Lucas Engel, in the defensive midfield circle. Now he crosses the midfield stripe once again, right half of the pitch. Left-footed play off to the far touchline. Orellano, who has the assist on the Cincinnati goal. Cincinnati a whopping .45 expected goals in this first half. Yikes. Inter Miami will feel fortunate if they can go into the locker room trailing by only a goal. Celentano, the keeper for FC Cincinnati, from his box sends a ball into the midfield. It falls to Orellano. Outside left channel, here he comes. He bursts forward left of the area, plays it to Evander with his right foot, tried to split through Busquets. Busquets was able to get a right foot on it and dispossess him, and now here comes Allende for Inter Miami. He will scoot a ball off to the left, and coming into the left defensive half is Segovia. Lays it off for Suarez. He will simply roll it back into the right defensive half, and at the midfield stripe, Alba into the midfield circle, Busquets. Good ball to Segovia. Now Messi 30 yards out. Messi finds Suarez outside the upper left of the box. Now left of the area, Alba. He'll float a ball to the top of the box. Heads it down. Suarez couldn't get there after Allende tried to lay it off for him at the top of the box. And now Camaro wins it for Cincinnati, and he will play it into the right attacking half. Valenzuela tried to get there, and we have a whistle, and we have a foul coming up against Inter Miami. Camara delivered that pass. The referee played advantage, Lucas Sapala, and once Inter Miami broke up that long ball into the right attacking half, the referee went back and did indeed call the foul against Inter Miami, and I believe it's on Segovia, the young Venezuelan. We have played 5 minutes in the 6 added in this first half. Cincinnati, a 1-0 advantage, 16th minute goal for Dado Valenzuela. Maxi Falcone plays a ball in the Inter Miami right defensive half, sent it briefly into the left portion of the pitch, and now Cincinnati some nifty footwork, but Segovia able to win a ball. Kramaski plays it forward, Suarez left wing, into the middle for Messi. Messi about 25 yards out, Messi left foot, took it from outside the penalty arc, and he sent it right in to Roman Celentano. But finally some threatening moments for Inter Miami, and Lionel Messi for the first time tonight had some real estate to work with. He just put it right on the keeper. Good pace, but Celentano going low to grab the ball out of the air between his legs, and that's the first shot on target for Inter Miami this evening, and it comes at 45 plus 6, and there is the final whistle of this first half. Inter Miami, for the most part, sleepy in the attack, but you got to credit FC Cincinnati. They have been on the front foot, even shorthanded in their own attack. A 16th minute goal by Dado Valenzuela. The 20-year-old has FC Cincinnati leading Inter Miami 1-0. We'll come back with the halftime show here at TQL Stadium. 1-0, FC Cincinnati leads Inter Miami. This is Inter Miami football.
Anajor and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5. With a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage built with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Our best made better.
Breaking news on ESPN 1063 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 1063 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 1063 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 1063 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Want more from your drive? This is it, the all-new Audi Q5. With a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage built with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Our best made better.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
PNC Bank couldn't be more excited to serve the South Florida community. But you may be wondering, isn't PNC that boring bank? Well, is starting a business or being the first person in your family to go to college boring? For 160 years, they've done the occasionally boring work of banking to deliver brilliant results for their clients. That's why they have dedicated teams throughout the local area ready to help you unlock your own brilliance. See what boring banking can do for you. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association member FDIC.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 1063. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Halftime show, TQL Stadium in Cincinnati. Inter Miami trails FC Cincinnati 1-0 in this one. It has been a sleepy first half in the attack for Lionel Messi and company, and it is a rightful scoreline, 1-0, the FC Cincinnati advantage. We welcome you into this halftime show on the Inter Miami Radio Network. Mike Rizzo is out of commission tonight. He is feeling fluish. I am Ken LaVicka, and so I'll handle both the commentary tonight and this studio portion. Inter Miami has really struggled to find its way into doing anything threatening on Roman Celentano's goal. It has been an extremely overwhelming attacking performance from FC Cincinnati. The number that really tells the story, expected goals. Now, you can feel the way you want to feel about expected goals, and sometimes it doesn't tell the full story, but I think in this opening half, it surely does. FC Cincinnati, their expected goals, 0.45 in the first half. That is a robust number against this Inter Miami defense. Inter Miami, meanwhile, is just approaching 0.2 in expected goals. So this has certainly been a situation where Javier Mascherano has to feel like a lot is being left to be desired in that attack for Inter Miami. Let's go ahead and go through some first half numbers in this one. Again, FC Cincinnati 1, Inter Miami 0 at the break. Dado Valenzuela, the 16th minute goal. It is a 7-3 shots advantage for FC Cincinnati. Shots on target, 3-1 for FC Cincinnati as well. Lionel Messi with the only shot on target for Inter Miami, and that came very, very late. In fact, that was the final kick of the opening 45 plus 6. 53% possession for FC Cincinnati to Inter Miami's 47%. FC Cincinnati strung together 313 passes, 89% on the accuracy. Inter Miami very low by their standards. 282 passes to 85% accuracy. 4 fouls for Inter Miami. FC Cincinnati's only been called for 1. We haven't had a yellow card. We haven't had a red card. We have had a substitution, though. Oscar Ustari, Inter Miami's starting goalkeeper, he is out for the match. He was substituted off shy of the half-hour mark. He has some sort of upper left leg issue. We believe that it could be a left adductor, but we don't have the confirmation on that. So Ustari had to depart and give way to Rocco Rios Nova, who has not faced a shot. He has not been forced into a shot on target since entering the match. Corners, both sides have won here on this Wednesday night. Let's go through some highlights powered by your South Florida Audi dealers. Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5, a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5, our best made better. Test drive the all-new 2025 Audi Q5 at your local South Florida Audi dealer or visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. That is AudiUSA.com. It was FC Cincinnati that was in command at the onset, had a couple of early opportunities, but then coming up into the attacking right half, this entire sequence was made by Luca Oreshano. He took on 3 Inter Miami defenders, found some room to operate, and picked out the 20-year-old Dato Valenzuela, 16th minute, and this is what our only tally of the opening 45 sounded like. Driving in from the left-hand side, feeding left to the area, goal! A left-footed swipe from left to the 6-yard box. Valenzuela able to connect. And it was 1-0 in favor of Cincinnati. Dato Valenzuela, 20 years old, goal number 5 on the season, getting the start tonight in place of the elite goal scorer, Kevin Denke. And no drop-off for FC Cincinnati without Denke. Dato Valenzuela slotting into that forward spot very, very nicely. Inter Miami, though, would eventually start to feel a little bit more comfortable in the attack. Still not easy, and things still looking very slow to start to develop. But off of a feed into the box, Luis Suarez nearly created a nifty assist and a beautiful goal for Lionel Messi. Now 30 yards out, Busquets. High ball into the box. It is Suarez. Just done by Messi. Left foot, and he was wide of the far post as he volleyed it down to his left foot and trickled it wide. And Lionel Messi handled the headed delivery into the middle at the top of the 6-yard box perfectly off of that head of Suarez, but Messi did not see at the last moment Lucas Engel step in front of the shot. Engel got enough of an ankle on it to spray the ball wide of that near post, and FC Cincinnati able to survive that, and it remained 1-0. That is your halftime score. We will return and give you a quick look at the MLS scoreboard. A busy Wednesday night in Major League Soccer. FC Cincinnati 1, Inter Miami 0 at the break. This is Inter Miami football on the Inter Miami Radio Network.
Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5. With a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage built with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Our best made better.
PNC Bank couldn't be more excited to serve the South Florida community. But you may be wondering, isn't PNC that boring bank? Well, is starting a business or being the first person in your family to go to college boring? For 160 years, they've done the occasionally boring work of banking to deliver brilliant results for their clients. That's why they have dedicated teams throughout the local area ready to help you unlock your own brilliance. See what boring banking can do for you. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
Inter Miami is going to need a spark, and they should feel fortunate to be down only 1-0 at halftime as we get you marinated and ready to go for this second half from beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio. It is FC Cincinnati 1, Inter Miami 0. Inter Miami trying to keep from losing for a fourth straight time at TQL Stadium. I am Ken LaVicka. Oscar Gonzalez, our on-site engineer, the OG, with us here from Cincinnati as well. Lionel Messi and his streak of 5 consecutive braces is in severe danger here, as Inter Miami has only registered 3 total shots, only 1 on target from, well, you guessed it, Lionel Messi in the opening 45 minutes. FC Cincinnati has had the majority of the possession as well. And Inter Miami down. Oscar Ustari, who had to leave due to injury in the first half, has backup keeper Rocco Rios Novo in this match as well. And it's an uphill battle for Inter Miami, but Inter Miami has shown guile, they have shown grit, they have shown fortitude on the road so far this season. Inter Miami is a side that has not been intimidated when things have looked bleak on the road so far in 2025. It's why they have 5 victories, only 1 defeat, 3 draws away from Fort Lauderdale this season, 18 points away. They have been in some really disadvantageous positions, and they have found a way to get a result. So Inter Miami will come back out onto the pitch. They exit the tunnel. Don't see any changes at this juncture, at least from where we sit here at TQL Stadium. Any changes from Javier Mascherano outside of the one he already had to make in the first half, with Rocco Rios Novo replacing Oscar Ustari in goal. Chicago leads Atlanta 1-0, just underway, second half from the ATL. It is Charlotte leading DC United 2-0 in the 48th minute as well. We'll continue to go through the scoreboard as we get on through the early moments of this second half. And there is the second half whistle from Lucas Sapala, our referee. We are back underway in Cincinnati, TQL Stadium, on a warm Wednesday night on the southern tip of the state of Ohio. 83 degrees as we approach 9 o'clock local time, 9 p.m. local time. Ken LaVicka with you from TQL Stadium. Oscar Gonzalez, the OG, onside engineer to my right. FC Cincinnati a 1-0 lead. Dado Valenzuela with the 16th minute goal, and he immediately charges into the left attacking third after a long ball that was delivered from the right defensive half, but tracking back well was Tomas Aviles, and he will swipe the ball on to the 24-year-old backup yellow-clad Inter Miami goalkeeper, Rocco Rios Novo. If you're looking for some positives here, and you're Inter Miami, FC Cincinnati has been outscored by opponents 9-3 from the 46th minute to the hour mark this season. and outscored 5-1 in that same span at home. So if Inter Miami is going to ding FC Cincinnati based on what this season has been for Cincinnati, that would happen now and for about the next 15 minutes. Cincinnati has it in their left attacking half. Tom Bryan and Nunga will defer into the right defensive half. It is played there by Matt Miazga, who has been strong tonight for FC Cincinnati. Miazga standing on the midfield stripe. Sends the ball up the near left touchline, left attacking third, but too strong for Luca Arashano. And he watches it bounce across that touchline out of play. Inter Miami with a left defensive third throw-in. And Tadeo Allende, who had a bit of a hip issue in the first half, he looks to be fine, but now Benjamin Kromoski got crashed into, fighting for a 50-50 ball. He's down momentarily. A foul is called against Anunga of Cincinnati, who was just warned by a referee, Lucas Shapala. We have not seen a card yet tonight. FC Cincinnati 9-0-2 when leading at halftime this season. They have seen their halftime advantages through. That was the 12th halftime lead of the year for FC Cincinnati, tops in Major League Soccer. And Cincinnati starting this second half where they left in half number one, and that is in possession. It is rare. Inter Miami is outpossessed by an MLS side, and Cincinnati is doing it tonight. And a very, very clunky foul by Tomas Aviles, left of the Inter Miami box. So he got tied up with Valenzuela. That was pretty unnecessary, and it's going to be a free kick coming from near the left end line for FC Cincinnati. Near side attacking third. 3 minutes into this second half. Set piece for FC Cincinnati. Evander stands over it for Cincinnati. Leading goal scorer for the second place side of the East. 13 goals on the year, 8 assists. He can deliver as well. Evander does deliver to the far post, and he overshot everybody. That wasn't even close. Kamara was in the vicinity, about 30 feet away from that ball on the far post. It sailed over everybody, and it slammed into the sponsorship boards beyond the end line. It gets no easier for Inter Miami after this one. They are at New York Red Bulls on Saturday. A string of 5 straight matches upcoming with teams, or in the midst of a stretch of 5 straight matches with teams that are all above the playoff line in the Eastern Conference. This Cincinnati side will be in Fort Lauderdale in a week and a half. Here comes Cincinnati up the right wing, left attacking third. Evander in the penalty arc, played through, and he scores! It was a poor defensive effort by Busquets and Kromoski. Evander finishes with a left foot. It got through 2 Inter Miami defenders. How? And Evander's not going to miss that. He has scored for a 5th straight match. It's a Cincinnati club record, and it's 2-0 FC Cincinnati over Inter Miami. And Rocco Rios Novo was conceded for the first time this season. And it was not his fault at all. I mean, it was just absolutely soft at the top of the box from Inter Miami. Should have been cleared 2 different times, and instead, somehow, Evander fought through. My goodness. Evander, a touch in the penalty arc. Kromoski and Busquets just half-heartedly swiping at the ball. Kromoski, I think, may have poked it back into the path of Evander for the finish. That is just not good enough from the Inter Miami defense. Not physical enough, not composed enough, and this is a rightful 2-0 scoreline in favor of FC Cincinnati. They have been the better side, and it hasn't been particularly close. So Inter Miami has an awful lot of work to do, and it's got to start with putting any sort of pressure on FC Cincinnati's goal and making Roman Celentano work in any way. It is a party atmosphere here at TQL Stadium. FC Cincinnati 2, Inter Miami 0. Inter Miami had it in the right attacking third. Cincinnati was able to win it back, and a foul against Kromoski, who's banged up on the pitch. He made the defensive mistake. Now he doesn't feel as if he was showing respect from the referee, and now Kromoski and Tom Bryan and Nunga are jawing at one another, getting in each other's faces. Frustration coming out here for pink-clad Inter Miami. The referee, Lucas Chapala, is telling Anunga he has got to calm down. You already were on the right end of the foul that I just called, and now Cincinnati off the restart, just racing forward. Left attacking third, outside right channel. Yedlin sped through three defenders, later off Kamara. Another defensive mistake. Right of the box, Kamara across. It was deflected by Falcone. Evander won it back upper right, and then finally Busquets poked it away. Finally, a defensive play for Inter Miami, and now Inter Miami will try and sail forward, but no speed as Kromoski had to hold up at the midfield stripe on the far left touchline. Now into the middle, Lionel Messi, middle channel, right attacking half, gave it off Segovia. Segovia has to settle and now gave it to the right wing, Wegan. Off to the outside right channel, nearing the area, Allende. Allende, right foot, flanked by two defenders, including Anunga, and Inter Miami's forced to play it back to the right of midfield stripe. Aviles gave it up to Segovia 40 yards from goal. A square ball, Busquets to the far side. Falcone headed it back into the right attacking half. Up the left channel, Kromoski delivered a ball to the outside. Alba, low left-footed cross. It deflected off an FC Cincinnati player, upper right, and across the end line to the left of goal. It'll be a corner for Inter Miami. Wasn't pretty, but you take it any way you can get it. Inter Miami corner is brought to you by Lytle, Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Represented injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Messi outswinging quarter, far side to near side. Messi delivers into the middle, and it is headed by Miazga of Cincinnati outside the box, and now Cincinnati trying to hit on the counter. Evander approaches the midfield stripe to the left. Here he comes, left attacking half. Good tackle by Kromoski to slide it away from Evander. That was better from Kromoski, learning lessons from the mistake he made that led to the second FC Cincinnati goal. 2-0 Cincinnati, 54th minute. Messi, right attacking third. He has it, middle channel. Tried to leak a pass through to Segovia. It could not get through Tom Bryan and Nunga, who's been sensational in midfield tonight. The five-man midfield for Cincinnati has dominated Inter Miami, but a misplay in the back. Oreshano couldn't catch up to a ball that was sent to the outside near touchline, and Inter Miami gets handed a throw-in the attacking half, but they immediately defer to the left defensive half. Suarez. One touches a ball left of the area, right attacking third. Here's Segovia against two defenders. Segovia lays it off. Outside left channel, 30 yards away. Alba swipes the ball into the right side of the box. Miazga handled that with his head. Falcone hustles, though, to keep the ball in a dangerous area for Inter Miami. Wegan off his head. Had it won away by Anunga. Anunga is dominating everybody. And Cincinnati continues to win 50-50 balls. A ball sent into the right attacking third. Messi got a touch on it, but then Allende just flubs the ball. And it's easily taken away by Pavel Buka. Allende has such goal-scoring acumen, but his footwork has struggled at times this season. Good ball from the right wing. Valenzuela could not chest it down at the top of the box, but he gives it off. Oreshano. He puts it onto his right foot. Leaks it. Kamara at the top of the box. Back to Oreshano. One pass too many. Kromoski won it for Inter Miami. That was terrifying for Inter Miami, but the defense was able to answer the bell and keep it 2-0 Cincinnati. Inter Miami in the midfield. Defensive half. Messi makes his way midfield circle into the attacking half. Gave it off to Alba, who's flying forward. He has it left wing. Alba, short range pass to the outside left. Segovia drives forward outside left of the box. Into the left side of the area, Alba. He has to reset himself. Now outside the upper left of the box. Messi into the penalty arc. Segovia. He shouldered off the ball. Right side of the area. Allende. He holds up play. Now Kromoski outside of the upper right. He will send it opposite side. Alba left foot, and he sailed it high and wide, far post, right side of goal. And now he's down in a heap in pain after that ball sailed out of play. Javier Mascherano looks on, sitting, his chin in his hands, wondering what is the next move here. Inter Miami has conceded twice for only the second time in the last 6 matches. FC Cincinnati had a 2-0 advantage against Columbus here at TQL Stadium Saturday, lost 4-2. They lead 2-0 here in the second half, 57th minute over Inter Miami. Here's Kremoski off of a beautiful playback from Allende. Kremoski panicked on a cross. It is headed down though by Suarez. Popped it outside the penalty arc. Messi back to the left side of the area. Suarez, who got pushed down in the chest. Left portion of the 6-yard box. The referee says play on. Cincinnati clear it, but Inter Miami back on it. Left of the area, Messi. Messi goes to his left, sends in a low cross, wanted Suarez cleared away, but it leaks to Alba. Now to the right of the penalty yard. Kremoski fed it to the left side of the box. It was deflected onto Alba. He has it inside the area, popped it into the box. It is punched at by the keeper, Celentano. He didn't get much of a hand on it. Suarez was there, and he blasted up and over the crossbar. Suarez has to do better. He was not defended, and he sent it well out of play from about 9 yards. And I tell you what, Suarez, yes, he's backtracking in that sequence where he was knocked to the ground, but he got tripped up. And then Suarez, completely off balance, sent a ball way wide. He was about even with the penalty spot. Way wide, loose ball on a poor punch attempt from the FC Cincinnati keeper, Celentano. 2-0, Cincinnati leads Inter Miami. Sergio Busquets just got away with a push in the back on the goal kick from Cincinnati, and Inter Miami's on the ball in their left defensive third. Kremoski from the defensive half sends the ball up ahead along the near right touchline. Right attacking third, Allende right side of the box, sends it across and could not get it to Suarez. It almost fell left side of the area to Messi, but he had run ahead of the ball, and then Cincinnati will roll it on to the keeper, Celentano. Just off the mark on a feed into the middle from Allende. Wanted Suarez, but it was not quite in Suarez's path. Inter Miami doing better here in possession, but still failing in ways in the ultimate moment to test Celentano. Kamara's ridden to the turf for FC Cincinnati, a foul against Inter Miami in the defensive midfield. Inter Miami has already used a substitution that came short of the half-an-hour mark when Oscar Ustari, the goalkeeper, had to leave with an upper left leg injury, give way for Rocco Rios Novo. Ustari's conceded a goal, Rios Novo has conceded a goal. Neither goal the keeper could do much with. Breakdowns by the defense. Inter Miami's shape was the culprit on the first goal, and Inter Miami just not tough enough on the second goal. Goals for Valenzuela and Evander for Cincinnati. Kremoski gave it away in the midfield, and Cincinnati will gladly play it back into the defensive half and reset play. Left attacking half Cincinnati near touchline. Oreshano had it poked away by Wagon, and the ball caromed off of the knee of Oreshano. Good job by Wagon, and Inter Miami will try and operate out of its left defensive half. Let's take 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. This is Inter Miami football.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
TQL Stadium, Cincinnati, Ohio. FC Cincinnati 2, Inter Miami 0. I am Ken LaVicka. Oscar Gonzalez, onside engineer, the OG to my right. 2-0 scoreline for FC Cincinnati. Here is a giveaway for Cincinnati. A punch, though, in the box. Celentano came up near the penalty spot, but it falls to Messi! And he nearly curled a ball in from 30 yards out. Upper left, just missed, and it's out of play. Wide of goal. Oh, Messi almost found a way to finesse that ball into the upper left. He missed it by about a foot. It was straight on direct, and he just didn't get enough of a whip around on that left foot. Kai Kamara, 40 years old of him, going to substitute out for FC Cincinnati at the hour mark. So Kamara's night has come to an end. And FC Cincinnati is starting to work in the reinforcements. Substitution for both sides now. Inter Miami wins the ball right defensive third. Here is Messi outside the penalty arc. He had it taken off of his left foot. A brief clearance for Cincinnati, but Wagon has it on the inside right channel about 30 yards out. Now to the right side of the box. Top of the box extended near side right side. It's Tadeo Allende along the touchline. Tried to cross it, and from his backside, Engel was able to steal it and then swipe, sitting with his left foot onto a teammate. That's the type of night it's been for Inter Miami. Good job by Allende, though, to come back as Cincinnati was trying to get out on the counter in the midfield, and Allende able to win a ball from the left of the midfield circle. But then Tomas Aviles trying to play a ball to his right, even with the attacking portion of the midfield circle. A Cincinnati foot was able to find it, and it rolls all the way back to the Cincinnati goalkeeper, Roman Celentano. 63rd minute. FC Cincinnati 2, Inter Miami 0. It has certainly been a frustrating one. Proverbial banging heads against the wall if you're Inter Miami. Just not a whole lot there against an FC Cincinnati side that defensively this year has been a bit leaky. Inter Miami has not found a lot of room to be able to enjoy and try and create. It just has not been there. One of the better defensive performances in quite some time shaping up here for FC Cincinnati, unless Inter Miami can find a heartbeat. Adeo was ridden to the ground along the near touchline right, attacking third, and then a bicycle kick clearance from Teenage Hudabi, the Zimbabwe international. That was nifty. He got away with a foul, and then he brought out the theatrics for the clearance just to rub it in even further. Inter Miami has it in its attacking midfield, right side of the pitch. Kremoski wins a 50-50 ball. He comes streaking inside right channel. Now Messi angling to his left in the middle channel. Wanted to feed left side of the box. Alba. It was a curled delivery. It was intercepted by Cincinnati. Velasco Segovia hustling to win it back along the far left touchline. Right attacking third. Inter Miami goes back to work. Jordi Alba looks and surveys, waits patiently. Wanted to slide a ball through to Segovia. Didn't get through, but Segovia still got on the end of it after the deflection. It hit DeAndre Yedlin in the ankles. Kremoski from the middle channel sends a ball to the outside. Far touchline, 30 yards out. Alba now to Suarez. He's left of the area. He is high wire tiptoeing that touchline, and he gave it away, wanting to feed the left wing. And now Cincinnati plays out of their own area. Really good ball. Anunga. But Jordi Alba was able to cut off Buka along that far touchline in Inter Miami's attacking half, and Buka grabbed Alba's jersey and is called for the foul. So Busquets has it in the midfield circle for Inter Miami. Inter Miami's just looked slow tonight. FC Cincinnati has been pressing pretty much the entire match. They've looked younger and more spry. Even the 40-year-old Camaro was winning a ton of foot races before he was substituted off. Each side has made a substitution. Inter Miami for injury purses. The goalkeeper, Oscar Ustari, giving way to Rocco Rios Novo. And FC Cincinnati for legs purposes, with Teenage Hudabi entering for Kai Kamara. Hudaby was previously playing in the first division of Turkey before signing with FC Cincinnati. Played for Houston Dynamo 2021 to 2023, 29 years old, almost 40 caps for Zimbabwe. Inter Miami right attacking half, far touchline. Alba sends it to the left of the box. Upper portion of the box extended, far side, left side. Segovia corrals and sent it into the middle. Messi delivered a ball to nobody in particular, just kind of hoping someone would be on the end of that. And it is cleared away by Cincinnati at the border of the box. And Inter Miami will concede a throw in their attacking half for FC Cincinnati. 1-1 Atlanta United and Chicago Fire second half. Charlotte a 2-1 advantage over DC United. New England Revolution a 2-1 lead over New York Red Bull. Orlando has a 1-0 lead over NYC FC. And Nashville has opened up a 1-0 lead on Columbus. This would be if Inter Miami cannot come back and pick up 3 points, and it's looking bleak here. 67th minute, down 2-0 at Cincinnati. Missing a golden opportunity to jump into fourth in the table. They would be even with Columbus in points, and they have the tiebreak over Columbus, sweeping the season series. Inter Miami wins the throw-in back in their right attacking half, and a handball against Yedlin of FC Cincinnati along the far touchline. And now some pushing and shoving as Kromoski is once again getting physical with an opponent. Let's see what Javier Mascherano is going to do with his substitutions. Still really not a ton of movement, and we're approaching the 70th minute. 67-42, 67-43, 67-44 on the clock. And now a long ball from the midfield. Allende trying to get on the end of it at the border of the right portion of the box. And swiping with the left foot, teenage Hudaby for FC Cincinnati, able to take it out of Allende's path and send it sailing across the near touchline. Inter Miami has to settle for a throw-in, and they immediately defer back to the midfield. Now back in the right attacking half, Jordi Alba. Inter Miami in all pink per usual here tonight. Falcone chunks a square ball far side to near side, and now Inter Miami in the middle for Busquets. Right attacking third, about 30 yards out. Here is Lionel Messi at left wing. Off to the left of the box, Alba. Alba made a man miss, fed it back to Messi. 1-2 with Alba. He's in deep. He tried to force a cross to Allende on the near post, and it was Hudaby with a sliding right foot to deny the ball getting back to Allende for the tap-in. Goes across the end line. It'll be a corner for Inter Miami. That was great build-up from Inter Miami. Great 1-2. Alba and Messi. Back to Alba. Wanted Allende. The ball was in the path. But Inter Miami, a far side and near side, led Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Braunrath corner, represented injured people and their families. More than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Messi handles the corner, blasts it to the middle of the box. Miazga made sure it never got through, and then on the deflection, sent out beyond the penalty arc. Alba from 28 yards tried to send a low blaster with the left foot through, and it was off the mark, sent wide to the right of goal across the end line, and it'll be a goal kick for FC Cincinnati. Now, there are some frustrated, tired-looking faces etched across the collective Inter Miami side. It has been a strong run of 5 straight victories, but tonight we're seeing it can't all be Lionel Messi to be depended on to score goals. Messi's really been the only one who's been threatening from a goal-scoring perspective tonight. Need more from Allende, from Segovia. Now look out, Cincinnati, here they come. Left attacking third, inside the right portion of the box. Orechano, left foot. Rios Novo the save, but he leaked a rebound. Evander with the tap-in finish right in front of goal. It's an Evander brace. It's his 15th of the season. He is one off the Golden Boot. It's 3-0, Cincinnati leading Inter Miami. They have grabbed complete control, and the home fans go absolutely bonkers. 70th minute, all FC Cincinnati, 3-0. Again, Rios Novo did what he could. He came up with the initial save, but he was fully extended to his right. The ball distanced itself from him by about 4 yards. Aviles did not Mark Evander, who just came running in from the backside and had the easy right foot tap in past Rios Novo. It's one of those nights for Inter Miami. And the defense has fallen apart for the first time in quite some time in MLS play. FC Cincinnati has scored 3 without Kevin Denke in the 11 tonight. I think there were many who saw Denke injured out and thought that Cincinnati would struggle to score. Well, Evander has continued to pour in goals. And now Fafa Pico is going to see action for Inter Miami, with Javier Mascherano desperate to get any sort of goal-scoring acumen on the pitch. Allende's night is done. And also, no more Maxi Falcone. Gonzalo Lujan is officially back from injury. Inter Miami in the right attacking third. Fafa Pico from right of the area delivered a ball into the middle of the box. It was headed away, but on to Messi. Messi left of the area. He had a shot blocked. It never made it to the keeper, and it's cleared away by FC Cincinnati. And now it is skyballed from Cincinnati into the midfield. Aviles working hard, headed it on to Busquets, and Inter Miami able to keep it in play far side, courtesy of Lujan. Lujan, who was injured in the Montreal match prior to the FIFA Club World Cup. A hamstring issue, did not play at all in the FIFA Club World Cup, has made his return to Inter Miami. Inter Miami, right attacking half. Messi had it taken away from him momentarily. Won it back, though. Floats the ball. Far left touchline. Alba from 30 yards out delivers a cross. Wanted Pico, who is floating to the far post, but snagging the ball out of midair. Two hands. Celentano for FC Cincinnati, the 24-year-old goalkeeper. And that sends the crowd into celebration again. FC Cincinnati 3, Inter Miami 0. We're into the 73rd minute, and it certainly looks as if Inter Miami's 5-game winning streak and 6 unbeaten is coming to an end here tonight in the Queen City. It has been a rough ride for Javier Mascherano's crew. Just nothing doing in the attack. Inter Miami right attacking half. Near the right touchline, Messi, Inter Miami on the attack left to right. Right attacking third, Busquets, a pass didn't get through, but it fell to Pico. Back heel to the right of the box. Corralling him before it got to the end line. Wegan pushes it back onto the right wing. Messi, but the flag was up, offside. Inter Miami. Wegan was offside. Off the ball from Pico. As FC Cincinnati prepares some more substitutions to come into the match. I believe Corey Baird is next in for FC Cincinnati. We're going to find out here in just a bit. 74.5 minutes have expired, and it's all FC Cincinnati leading Inter Miami 3-0. Baird indeed is going to be one of the substitutions here for Cincinnati. I believe that Evander is preparing to come off as well after his brace. We're in a cooling break, and we may see these substitutions happen right out of the cooling break for Pat Noonan. So let's take a look here at our real-time stats. FC Cincinnati 75th minute leads Inter Miami 3-0. 10-7 shot advantage for FC Cincinnati. 6-1 shots on target for FC Cincinnati. 52-48 possession lead for Inter Miami, but a lot of it has been fairly empty possession for the men in pink. 427 Inter Miami passes to 409 for FC Cincinnati. 86-84% passing accuracy. FC Cincinnati on top. Inter Miami's committed 7 fouls to FC Cincinnati's 4. Neither team has been carded tonight. And 3 Inter Miami corners have not really resulted in anything of note. FC Cincinnati with 1 corner. The goals, Dado Valenzuela in the 16th minute off of an assist from Luca Orellano. Evander with goals in the 50th and the 70th for FC Cincinnati. Evander just allowed to run roughshod through multiple Inter Miami defenders in the 50th minute and beat Rocco Rios Novo with a left foot. And then Evander off of a Rios Novo save. The rebound fell right to Evander and he poked it in the goal. Sergio Santos is in for FC Cincinnati. And Baird, the aforementioned, as I predicted, will take Luca Orellano off. It's Valenzuela who substitutes out for FC Cincinnati. So the pair that resulted in the first Cincinnati goal both come off and get some well-deserved rest. You wonder now, down 3-0, and Javier Mascherano has discussed it, rotation within the 11. If this is a moment where, and I'm not saying you have to throw up the white flag, but maybe just maybe you try and sneak Lionel Messi some rest here with this lopsided scoreline. And again, it's just me presenting that hypothetical. As this starts to flirt with 80 minutes expired, do you maybe try and take Lionel Messi off? Knowing that you're back on the road Saturday or this weekend, and then you have Cincinnati again in Fort Lauderdale in a week's time. Here's Messi on a playthrough into the penalty arc, and he could not get through Hadebe, who has been legendary coming on as a substitute for FC Cincinnati. The tackle at the border of the top of the box, and it doesn't matter. Messi was offside. The flag was up, so a potential chance for Inter Miami. But even if Messi was able to maneuver around Hadebe, whatever subsequently took place would not have counted. 78-20, 78-21, 78-22. Inter Miami is facing the prospect of losing for a 4th time consecutively in MLS play here at TQL Stadium. Here's Messi, left side of the box on a volley. He roundhoused a left-footed attempt, and it is saved away by Celentano across the end line, and Messi is clutching at his left ankle. He is down on the turf. Suarez with a beautiful ball from the right wing, chested down by Messi, and then Messi, as he volleyed it down, he made contact with his left ankle on Hadebe. Messi is now up, but still grimacing in pain. The save was made by Celentano, who had positioned himself well on the near post. It's a corner, and Inter Miami opts for a short corner from the far side. Alba tried to whip in a ball from the left wing. It is headed away for a deep, far left corner throw-in, attacking third for Inter Miami. All Inter Miami corners brought to you by Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, representing injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Inter Miami has accounted, or Messi has accounted for both shots on target for Inter Miami tonight. Sergio Busquets gives it away easily in the right attacking third. Wagon on his backside nearly won it back for Inter Miami, but now FC Cincinnati, they sail forward on the counter. Playing the sweeper role was Gonzalo Lujan. The ball was played looking for Corey Baird, who was making a horizontal run in the left attacking third. And now Inter Miami comes back the other way, right attacking half. Pico, full head of speed, and he gets bowled into. This should be a card along the near touchline. Hadebe pushed Pico right in the back, and it is teenage Hadebe who is showing our first card of the night in the 80th minute. So 80.5 minutes gone, and we see our first yellow shown by our referee, Lucas Chapala. And what a save by Celentano. That volley from Messi moments ago had a ton of pace at the upper portion of the 6-yard box. left side, far side extended. A nifty volley, chest to left foot for Lionel Messi. Celentano put himself in a very good position to make the save. Fafa Pico trying to fight for a ball that was delivered from the midfield to the near right end line, and Hudeby boxed him away. After some brief contact, the ball takes a hop across the end line. Goal kick, FC Cincinnati. '81st minute. Lionel Messi still on the pitch with Inter Miami down 3-0 to FC Cincinnati. Will Javier Mascherano find a way to get some rest for the greatest of all time, who has played over 2,000 minutes all competitions coming into tonight? He has been in incredible form, but unless something shocking happens, something heavenly takes place, his run of consecutive matches with a brace, 5, ends tonight at the hands of FC Cincinnati, and Lionel Messi will still not have scored in this 26,000-seat venue. Inter Miami, right attacking half, far side, Alba. Good ball left wing to the left of the box, Segovia. Segovia with a poor cross, didn't get anything on it as Pico is driving hard with a run up the middle. Segovia just sort of whiffed it off of his left back heel and easily cleared away by FC Cincinnati across the far left touchline. Segovia's got to have better quality there. If you're going to deliver that sort of cross, just take the shot. Middle channel, right attacking third, Busquets. On to Messi, touches it on to Suarez. Back to Messi, outside the upper left of the box. Here's Alba. He punches across outside the 6-yard box, and Wagon sends a left-footed chopped shot wide. Didn't get a lot on it. And it's across the end line for an FC Cincinnati goal kick. Wagon mishit it. Well, Inter Miami has had slim margins tonight, and when they have had an opportunity, they have not been able to show an awful lot of quality. And now DeAndre Yedlin's going to take a seat and try and eat up some clock. He is going to claim cramp, here it appears. 83.5 minutes. He takes off his left boot. He takes off his right boot. And I would think that this means that he's going to be substituted off at some point as the FC Cincinnati physios come out to do their job. And they are working on his left calf, DeAndre Yedlin. That would indicate cramp, I would think, as Lionel Messi continues to stay on in Javier Mascherano's 11. Inter Miami came into tonight almost 2.5 goals per match, and they are on the verge of being clean sheeted for a third time on the campaign. Alvis Powell, the Jamaican international, is going to see some time for FC Cincinnati. DeAndre Yedlin, as we suspected, once he ditched the footwear. That's a wrap for him. And Brad Smith for FC Cincinnati is going to try and see this through for the home side. And it is Lucas Engel, the left back, who will come over and get a handshake from his FC Cincinnati manager, Pat Noonan. Right off the restart, Kremoski hit in the back and knocked to the turf. He's a little bit banged up. I don't think he's going to require the physios here. A foul immediately called on the recent entry, Alvis Powell. Inter Miami looking for something here in the attack just to create a little bit of drama. Luis Suarez is called for a foul on the left wing as Inter Miami is trying to create something in the attacking third, right side of the pitch. Yannick Bright is going to make his official return for Inter Miami from injury as Marcelo Wagon as his night wrapped up. Long faces on that Inter Miami touchline. 3-0 FC Cincinnati. And we welcome you to the 86th minute. Inter Miami is able to win possession back in their defensive third. Left side of this natural surface here in Cincinnati. Next up, a trip to the Big Apple. Well, New Jersey. New York Red Bulls this coming weekend. Gonzalo Lujan in his left defensive half for the men in pink, Inter Miami. Messi's playing all the way back into the defensive half. It appears as if he's playing right back, Lionel Messi. Sent a ball in from the defensive half, did Messi, to about 30 yards away from goal, wanted Pico. Stolen away by FC Cincinnati. Yannick Bright heads it into the attacking midfield, and Inter Miami on the move. Left of the center circle, left attacking midfield, Talasco Segovia rolls a ball to Suarez, quickly on to Busquets, outside left channel, Alba. Now Suarez sent it backwards, short distance to Segovia. He'll chip it to Busquets on that same left side. Now Bright from the middle channel off to the near right touchline, Ben Kromoski. And we swept back into the midfield circle, still the attacking half for Inter Miami. Sergio Busquets, who quickly defers to the defensive half for Lujan, I should say, and Inter Miami is going to try and progress forward again. And Bright dispossessed by Anunga, who, if it wasn't for Evander, would have man of the match possibilities in his FC Cincinnati shirt. Tom Brian Anunga, in his central midfield role, has been an absolute wall. Fafa Pico could not connect with Lionel Messi after a turnover. Inter Miami had won it in its right attacking third, but on the left wing, Pico tried to feed it to Messi off a one-touch pass. Messi had gone the opposite direction on his run. And Inter Miami continues to just not be able to show any sort of consistency this evening. Nashville now up 2-1 late stages, or 2-0, I should say, late stages first half at Columbus. LAFC up 1-0 over Minnesota United. That has just gone to halftime in St. Paul. Orlando City 1, NYCFC 0, 56th minute. FC Cincinnati on the run, left attacking third. Smith into the left side of the box. Evander from a very difficult angle as he was floating to the left end line, left of the 6-yard box. Wanted to unleash an impossible angle shot, and he mishit it, shanked it out of play. Evander was looking for his hat trick. Kromoski, though, was able to track him from behind, and Aviles fronted him well. And Inter Miami will play it out of its defensive portion. 89:30 on the clock. By the way, New York Red Bulls 5-2 lead over New England. That match is about to come to an end. Inter Miami headed to Red Bull Arena. Next up, going to have to regroup after this one, down 3-0 as we approach our full 90. We have no indication of added time yet, though it's probably going to be a mere formality at this point. From the defensive half, long ball played on to Alba, left wing, right attacking third. Now Segovia to the left of the box. Alba sent it right to Anunga of Cincinnati. A loose ball fell to Messi, and he had it taken away easily by Sergio Santos. Messi's been a little bit sloppy on the ball here tonight. And now FC Cincinnati coming forward. Do they want another one? Powell, left attacking third. He was traversing along that far touchline, and eventually Lujan able to win the ball from him. And then Kromoski gives it away in the left defensive half. In Inter Miami, we'll watch Cincinnati eat more possession. 7 additional minutes. 7 additional minutes in this one, with Inter Miami trailing 3-0. Inter Miami has used 4 of its substitutions. So it looks like Lionel Messi, despite the lopsided scoreline, is going to play another full 90 and then some. And I'm sure Javier Mascherano will be asked about it after the match. But as we know, Lionel Messi, if he's fit, he wants to play. Javier Mascherano has talked about it at length. An attempt at a playthrough from the midfield. Trying to race was Corey Baird from the midfield. Making a urgent run on a ball from Santos, but Baird could not get there. Swept back onto the keeper, Rios Novo, but eventually the ball's played all the way back into the right attacking third of Inter Miami and harmlessly will be corralled by Roman Celentano, FC Cincinnati's goalkeeper, as he's able to take it at the left border of his box. 2 minutes into 7 added. A 3-0 scoreline with FC Cincinnati having its way tonight with Inter Miami. Philadelphia is about to win a tight battle with CF Montreal 2-1. That will keep Philadelphia atop the Eastern Conference. FC Cincinnati, with its 3 points, will remain 1 back of the top of the table in the East. Middle channel, 40 yards out. Luis Suarez, Inter Miami, right attacking half. Now, Yannick Bright outside the upper left of the box on the right wing. Here's Alba, wanted to deliver a ball from the left wing. It never made its way into the area, blocked back. Alba had to retrieve, backtracking. Now inside right channel, Kremoski, 35 yards out. Sends it middle channel. Alba slid to Bright on the right wing. One touch from Messi, back onto Bright, but Tom Ryan Anunga picked off that pass from Messi. Never got to Bright. And Inter Miami has to settle for retrieving the ball in the attacking midfield near the center circle. 93-20, 93-21, 7 added minutes. Right wing, Lionel Messi, right attacking third. Messi poked away from behind by Santos. How many times have we said that tonight? Poked away from behind of Messi. Fafa Pico wins it back for Inter Miami near right touchline, and then Inter Miami turns it over. Ben Kremoski flat-footed. Yannick Bright thought that Kremoski was going to move towards the ball on the touchline, fed it to him, and Kremoski didn't move, was a statue. And it's going to be a throw-in, attacking or defensive half, right side of the pitch, FC Cincinnati. Gonzalo Lujan in Inter Miami's left defensive third will slide a ball into the right box of Rocco Rios Novo, and Inter Miami traverses forward. A dribbler into the right attacking half. Here's Lionel Messi, left wing. Sends a ball forward, left side of the box. Segovia is outran by Alvis Powell, who escorts the ball out of play across the end line. Segovia just doesn't have the natural speed to outrun Powell, nor does he have the legs at this juncture. 94.5 minutes to win that ball from a speedy Powell, and a standing ovation from this capacity crowd for the efforts of Alvis Powell. FC Cincinnati's just been the more athletic side. They've been the more quality side tonight. They've been the more physical side. You name the superlative, FC Cincinnati has had that advantage over Inter Miami. Evander with a brace for FC Cincinnati. Goals in the 50th and 70th minute. Rios Novo distributes with his right hand out of his own area, and Inter Miami streaks into the right attacking half, looking to salvage something positive from this one tonight. We are past 95 minutes, 7 minutes of added time, and Cincinnati grabs another Inter Miami turnover. And now look out, here is Sergio Santos trying to get on to the ball outside of the upper right of the box in the left attacking third, but he overran it, and Inter Miami coming back the other way. Kremoski near side midfield stripe, and now he'll send it to the left defensive half A lackluster night for Inter Miami is about to come to an end. Segovia to the near side. Kromoski off of his chest, near right touchline, right attacking third. Has to backtrack onto the ball. Still remains in possession, but he is bothered intently by Brad Smith, FC Cincinnati's second half substitution. Fafa Pico near right touchline. Right attacking portion of the pitch. That ball high wire acts that touchline. Pico is trying to poke it forward to Bright. Knocked out of play by Yannick Bright. FC Cincinnati right defensive third throw in. And the celebration is on. Final 30 seconds. FC Cincinnati players imploring the crowd to get up, wave their flags, and they oblige. It has been a complete effort, a dominant effort tonight from the home side, FC Cincinnati, snapping Inter Miami's 5-match winning streak and 6 matches unbeaten run. And there is the final whistle right at 97 minutes. This match is over. And for Javier Mascherano and company, mercifully, a phenomenal effort from FC Cincinnati. A goal in the 16th minute from Dado Valenzuela, and that set the tone. Evander would tally goals number 14 and 15 on the campaign in the 50th and the 70th minute. And Inter Miami is clean sheeted for the third time this season. Lionel Messi's run of 5 consecutive braces is over. And Inter Miami drops all 3 points on the road to FC Cincinnati, who will remain second in the table with Philadelphia's 2-1 victory over CF Montreal to keep Philadelphia Union top of the Eastern Conference. Inter Miami concedes 3 times, concedes more than twice in a match for the first time since the 3-3 draw at Philadelphia Union back in mid-May, and it's back to the drawing board with a trip to New York Red Bulls on the way. The man of the match is Evander for FC Cincinnati. He came in, largest cash per player trade in MLS history, coming from Portland to Cincinnati, and he has been an absolute wonder for FC Cincinnati this season. He gets his 5th brace of the year, and he leads FC Cincinnati to the win here tonight over Inter Miami. So we'll be back this weekend when Inter Miami has a matchup with New York Red Bulls right here on the Inter Miami Radio Network. That'll be Saturday, 7:30, the kickoff. It'll be a 7 o'clock pregame show. The postgame is on the way. We'll have it for you. We'll go through highlights on this one. Spoiler alert, not many for Inter Miami. Inter Miami's 5-match win streak is over. FC Cincinnati 3, Inter Miami 0. That is the full-time scoreline from TQL Stadium in Cincinnati. Post-game show on the way. This is Inter Miami football on the Inter Miami Radio Network.
The club at
Lytle,
Lost Lake,
Ryder,
a
Smith,
championship
Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5. With a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage built with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Our best made better.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month. There's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
At PNC Bank, they pride themselves on being boring. But the truth is, they couldn't be more excited to serve the South Florida community. For nearly 160 years, they've quietly toiled away to deliver brilliant results for their equally brilliant clients. Now, their dedicated financial teams are ready to do the boring work to help you unlock your own brilliance. Let's see what boring banking can do for you. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
A night to forget for Inter Miami as they fall at FC Cincinnati 3-0. If you want to look at the positive side of things, it's a better scoreline than the wrong end of 6-1, which is what happened last July to Inter Miami here at TQL Stadium. That's about it. Ken LaVicka back with you in Cincinnati, Ohio. Oscar Gonzalez, the OG, our on-site engineer, to my right. And a really lackluster attack performance for Inter Miami. A 5-match winning streak for the South Florida side goes by the wayside on this Wednesday evening, just outplayed by an inspired, a motivated FC Cincinnati side who gacked away a 2-0 advantage over the weekend of their rival Columbus Crew on their home pitch, and they were not going to let Inter Miami come in and bully them this evening. Inter Miami certainly didn't help the cause, compounding the problems with some self-inflicted wounds, some errors that certainly hurt Inter Miami on the evening, and Inter Miami will lose for the first time since all the way back in early May. That was that 3-0 drubbing that Inter Miami took at the hands of Orlando City in Fort Lauderdale, and they fall by the same scoreline tonight in Cincinnati. So the 6-match unbeaten streak, that was also part of the component in that 5-match winning streak. That ends tonight as well. Lionel Messi, personally for him, his historic run of 5 straight braces, that is extinguished here on this Wednesday evening, and he had 11 goals in 6 matches, and he goes scoreless here tonight. Inter Miami cannot make up any ground in the table. They remain 5th in the Eastern Conference. FC Cincinnati, meanwhile, they keep pace with victorious Philadelphia Union. Philadelphia with a win tonight. They beat CF Montreal 2-1, and so they remain at the top of the East, and FC Cincinnati continues to sit just 1 point back of the Eastern Conference leaders. Let's go through the stats from the full-time 3-0 FC Cincinnati victory here tonight. It was FC Cincinnati an 11-10 shots advantage. Inter Miami made up ground late. 6-2 shots on target for FC Cincinnati. In possession, Inter Miami had 56% of the ball, 595 passes completed at an 86% rate for Inter Miami. Meanwhile, FC Cincinnati, 475 passes, 85% pass accuracy. 9 Inter Miami fouls to 6 for FC Cincinnati. 1 yellow shown tonight. That was to FC Cincinnati. That was to second-half substitute Teenage Hudeby. No red cards. 2 offsides for Inter Miami. FC Cincinnati was very disciplined in the attack. They did not have the flag go up 1 time. Inter Miami won 4 corners with no goal to show for it, no damage done. FC Cincinnati with only 1 corner on this Wednesday night, but they didn't need it. FC Cincinnati beats Inter Miami 3-0. Dado Valenzuela, a 16th minute goal for FC Cincinnati to go up 1-0, and then Evander with tallies in the 50th and the 70th, and we will hear the highlights from those goals when we return. FC Cincinnati 3, Inter Miami 0. It's the post-game show on the Inter Miami Radio Network.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
PNC Bank couldn't be more excited to serve the South Florida community, but you may be wondering, isn't PNC that boring bank? Well, is starting a business or being the first person in your family to go to college boring? For 160 years, they've done the occasionally boring work of banking to deliver brilliant results for their clients. That's why they have dedicated teams throughout the local area ready to help you unlock your own brilliance. See what boring banking can do for you. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Ken LaViga back with you from Cincinnati. Mike Rizzo is under the weather. We hope he feels better soon. And the way Mike Rizzo feels is, well, pretty representative of the way Inter Miami played tonight. Rundown, sort of fluish, uncomfortable, maybe a bit achy. Not great. 3-0, the final scoreline tonight. FC Cincinnati convincingly takes down Inter Miami and ends Los Heranitos 6 matches unbeaten and 5-match winning streak. Lionel Messi, finally a defense equal to the task of trying to contain the man with 10 on his back. Messi's run of 5 straight matches with a brace comes to an end tonight as well. Let's listen to highlights from this one, and let's go to the 16th minute. FC Cincinnati had asked some questions to this point. They had poked, they had prodded, they had gotten the attention of the back line of Inter Miami and goalkeeper Oscar Ustari. Then in the 16th minute, FC Cincinnati, courtesy of Dado Valenzuela, would strike first. Driving in from the left-hand side, feeding left to the area, goal! A left-footed swipe from left to the 6-yard box. Valenzuela able to connect. Valenzuela would swipe that ball across the face of goal inside the far post, beating Ustari. Tomas Aviles was unable to come help defensively after Marcelo Weigand was blown by on the goal, and it was 1-0 in favor of FC Cincinnati at that juncture. In the late stages of the first half, Inter Miami would start to find its way in the attack a bit. Lionel Messi, late in the half, would have a shot blocked right at the upper portion of the 6-yard box. A beautiful headed delivery from the left area. Luis Suarez, as Messi chested it down and tried to volley with his left foot, but it was blocked away. The shot went wide. Then, right before the halftime whistle, Lionel Messi, from just outside the top of the box, put a tough, well-paced low shot on the Roman Celentano, but he was able to collect it between his legs, and that was the true first shot on target for Inter Miami, and it came at 45+5 in this match. In the second half, it really was, for the most part, all FC Cincinnati, and it was Evander, the leading goal scorer for the Cincinnati side, the orange and blue, who in the 50th minute made it a multi-goal lead for FC Cincinnati. Here comes Cincinnati up the right wing, left attacking third. Evander in the penalty arc, played through, and he scores! It was a poor defensive effort by Busquets and Kromaski. Evander finishes with a left foot. It got through 2 Inter Miami defenders. How? And Evander's not going to miss that. He has scored for a 5th straight match. It's a Cincinnati club record, and it's 2-0 FC Cincinnati over Inter Miami. And Rocco Rios Novo is conceded for the first time this season. Yeah, it looked as if Evander was trying to pick out a teammate on the near post, and Evander then ended up just simply splitting Sergio Busquets and Benjamin Kromaski, who toe-poked the ball into the path of Evander, who tiptoed through both of those Inter Miami defenders. And Evander simply, after all of that massive humanity, found himself 1v1 against Rocco Rios Novo, a first half substitute for the injured Oscar Ustari. And it was an easy goal for Evander. Rios Novo's not stopping that, completely vulnerable to an outstanding goal score. And it was 2-0. And then 20 minutes later, Rocco Rios Novo now facing more attacking onslaught from FC Cincinnati. Did well to get an initial save, but guess who was trailing, and it fell right onto his feet to make it 3-0. Now look out, Cincinnati, here they come, left attacking third, inside the right portion of the box. Oreshano, left foot, Rios Novo the save, but he leaked a rebound. Evander with the tap-in finish right in front of goal. It's an Evander brace. It's his 15th of the season. He is one off the Golden Boot. It's 3-0, Cincinnati leading Inter Miami. They have grabbed complete control, and the home fans go absolutely bonkers. 70th minute, all FC Cincinnati 3-0. And Inter Miami would try to pull itself back, would try to at least remain threatening. Lionel Messi played all 90+7 in this match, and he nearly had a spectacular goal to make it 7 straight matches with a tally off of a beautiful feed from Luis Suarez, but Messi's best chance of the night was denied on the near post. Here's Messi, left side of the box on a volley. He roundhoused a left-footed attempt, and it is saved away by Celentano across the end line. And Lionel Messi gets snuffed out here tonight. Inter Miami is clean-sheeted. It's a shutout. FC Cincinnati 3, Inter Miami 0. Let's take 10 seconds per stations to identify themselves. This is Inter Miami football.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Ken LaVicka back with you, Cincinnati, Ohio, TQL Stadium. Oscar Gonzalez, the OG, on-site engineer as well. High atop TQL Stadium. Up next, we will preview what's coming up Saturday for Inter Miami. Need a bounce back as they go to Jersey to take on New York Red Bulls. We'll give you everything you need to know about that matchup, and we'll run through the MLS scoreboard on this Wednesday night as well. FC Cincinnati 3, Inter Miami 0. That your final. The post-game show rolls on after this on the Inter Miami Radio Network.
Breaking news on ESPN 1063 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 1063 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 1063 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 1063 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
PNC Bank couldn't be more excited to serve the South Florida community. But you may be wondering, isn't PNC that boring bank? Well, is starting a business or being the first person in your family to go to college boring? For 160 years, they've done the occasionally boring work of banking to deliver brilliant results for their clients. That's why they have dedicated teams throughout the local area ready to help you unlock your own brilliance. See what boring banking can do for you. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association member FDIC.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Ken LaViga back for a final time in for Mike Rizzo in this studio part of the postgame show. Evander's brace helps lead FC Cincinnati to a 3-0 win over Inter Miami, and that wraps up Inter Miami's 5-game winning streak and 6 matches unbeaten. We return to Cincinnati, and next up for Inter Miami, it is going to be a 7:30 kickoff on Saturday from New Jersey. It is Inter Miami at New York Red Bulls. New York with a 5-3 win at Red Bull Arena tonight over New England Revolution. New England on the right side of the MLS table. After tonight's victory for New York Red Bulls, they are currently sitting in that first play-in spot, 8th in the East, 33 points. They are 5 back of 5th place Inter Miami and 13 points off the pace in the Eastern Conference. New York is 9 victories, 8 defeats, and 6 draws on the year. Again, New York Red Bulls 5, New England 3. Inter Miami will go into Red Bull Arena for that 7:30 kickoff, that 7 o'clock pregame start. Mike Rizzo, if he's feeling better, will have that for you, and then I will give you the call of Inter Miami and New York Red Bulls from vaunted Red Bull Arena in New Jersey on Saturday night. Inter Miami looking for the bounce back and looking to get back to winning ways, put 3 points on the table. Let's go through our scoreboard in MLS play. Again, a very, very busy Wednesday night in MLS, and this was only the tip of the iceberg here. FC Cincinnati and Inter Miami. 90+3, Orlando had a 1-0 advantage at home. That has gone by the wayside. NYCFC has come back to take a 2-1 lead over Orlando City. Vancouver 3, Houston 0 in Texas just past the hour mark. It is LAFC leading Minnesota United in the 62nd minute, 1-0. Nashville has a 2-0 lead over Columbus in the 66th minute. Nashville is trying to bounce back after having their 15 matches unbeaten streak ended by Inter Miami back on Saturday night. Atlanta United and Chicago Fire play to a 2-2 draw at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It was Charlotte 2, DC United 1 full time. We already mentioned New York Red Bulls, that 5-3 triumph over New England Revolution. Also at full time, Philadelphia 2, CF Montreal 1. Philadelphia Union remains tops in the East, 1 point better than FC Cincinnati. Just underway in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle Sounders and Colorado. It is LA Galaxy. They play host to Austin at 10:30 Eastern Time. Also a half hour from now, 3 matches will get underway. Portland Timbers have Real Salt Lake. It is San Diego welcoming Toronto to Southern California, and San Jose and Dallas will do battle from the Bay Area. And that is a look at your MLS scoreboard. Post-game show powered by South Florida Audi dealers. Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5 with a powerful sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Their best, made better. Test drive the all-new 2025 Audi Q5 at your local South Florida Audi dealer today, or visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. Want to send along a couple of thank yous before we wrap it up here tonight from TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Want to thank all of the public relations and media relations with Inter Miami. Of course, on-site engineer, the OG Oscar Gonzalez, and also Cade Chomlin, back in the network studios in West Palm Beach, for doing a remarkable job pinch hitting tonight back in those network studios. I'm Ken Levicka, your full-time scoreline for a final time from TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. FC Cincinnati 3, Inter Miami 0. We'll talk to you Saturday night when Inter Miami pays a visit to New York Red Bulls. This has been Inter Miami Football on the Inter Miami Radio Network. Good night, everybody.
We now return to our regularly scheduled programming already in progress on ESPN 106.3.